Rocket League and 5-Hour Energy present NXT TakeOver New Orleans.
Am I cursed, or did I do
NOLA's own Kane Hill ushers in the biggest NXT TakeOver event in history. From the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, we are sold out. 13,955 in attendance for NXT TakeOver New Orleans.
The following contest is a ladder match. In this match, there will be no pinfalls and no disqualifications. The first superstar to climb the ladder and retrieve the title will become the winner and the first ever NXT North American Champion.
I am in the top 1%.
What a way to kick off NXT TakeOver New Orleans. We are about to make history.
This is a man, when he says he's a top 1%, he means it. This guy comes from a family of wealth. His family owns a string of restaurants, land development, commercial properties. This guy has it all.
Introducing first, from Palm Springs, California, weighing in at 231 pounds, EC3!
EC3 says he's everyone's favorite 1%er, but the NXT Universe feels about EC3 the way they feel about having 1% left on their phone battery power, Nigel. For many, the E stands for entitlement.
Well, that's one way of describing him. Certainly entitled, certainly arrogant, self-effacing as well, but he is very capable. And for the first time here tonight, we get our first look at EC3 in an NXT ring.
Let's not forget about smug and pompous. This man has never had to work a day in his life. Let me put it to you like this. On his 18th birthday, his parents bought him a franchise. 2 days later, he sold it, made $62,000, and went backpacking through Europe for 2 months.
Percy, take a look at his body. I think this guy works very hard.
Representing Senator Killian Dane!
The Beast of Belfast always rises to the occasion on the biggest stages in NXT. Who can forget his MVP performance in War Games?
Let's not forget about the Tornado Room 6-man tag match. He was absolutely relentless for the end of that match. He cleared the ring and got the pin and the win for his team.
Well, let's not forget about last week as well, where it was Dane and Sullivan, the two biggest men in the match, who squared off. It was just 3 days ago. Eventually, all the other competitors ran in, and now we have a palpable excitement for what comes ahead.
Well, you have to wonder how excited Adam Cole is about the fact that he has to do double duty tonight.
Representing the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole!
Look, Adam Cole is not excited. He's upset he's got to do battle. He's got to pull double duty here tonight.
It's a complete look on the face of Adam Cole. There's confidence there, but there's doubt as well, because he has got a big test ahead of him tonight.
And remember, guys, he told us on the pre-show that it is outrageous that he has to compete in a ladder match to begin NXT TakeOver New Orleans and then compete in an equally high-stakes tag team match.
From Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C., weighing in at 227 pounds, the Velveteen Dream!
Dripping in finesse and attitude, the Velveteen Dream has certainly proved he's tough enough.
This dude's got star written all over him. This is the can't-miss kid. This is what the Dream lives for, to compete in front of thousands and to share their experience with as many as possible. This dude lives for the spotlight.
Nigel, he's an unapologetic nonconformist, following in the footsteps of Gorgeous George. Adrian Street, adorable Adrian Adonis Goldust, and the Exoticos of Lucha Libre, but he is so unique. And at age 22, his future is so incredibly bright.
Without a doubt, it's not just the reason why he's wearing those shades. Everything is possible for this man.
From the Rocky Mountains, weighing 303 pounds, Lars Sullivan!
How do you prepare to face a man like Lars Sullivan? This is a man who trains by carrying broken trees and boulders from one side of Sloan Lake to the other. This man is a monster.
A freakishly intense demeanor with a massively rich vocabulary. He says he has the mind of a professor, the body of a gorilla, and let's face it, in the past, ladder matches haven't always favored the big, the powerful, the people like Lars Sullivan and Killian Dane. But let's not forget, Kane once won a Money in the Bank ladder match.
Well, absolutely. The thing you've got to think, if you're a big man, 300 pounds, that's a long way up to get that belt.
From Paducah, Kentucky, weighing 190 pounds, Ricochet!
My Twitter timeline has been inundated with anticipation. The preeminent high flyer in sports entertainment, the uniquely gifted Ricochet, the one and only, is in NXT. And what a way to make his first impression by making history, by becoming the first NXT North American champion. Of course, he has 5 other superstars who want to do the same thing.
Now, this is a man who started wrestling at the age of 14 in his friend's backyard in a boxing ring. At the age of 16, they could finally afford to get their very own wrestling ring, and that was the beginning of Ricochet.
This is the man who may prove Isaac Newton wrong. He can claim that championship.
4th ladder match under the NXT banner. All 6 superstars will be going at it. No disqualification, no countout. The only way you can win is by climbing the ladder and securing history, securing the NXT North American Championship.
Man, just look around at all these guys. This is an all-star team in this ring right now. We're watching history, fellas.
Everybody poised. Everything to gain. Here we go.
So many divergent styles. Like, and Adam Cole, ever the opportunist, attacking Ricochet and dispatching the high flyer as things break down in a hurry, just like many of you watching around the world on the WWE Network. We kick things off with a 6-pack, and here it is.
Oh boy.
Irresistible force versus the immovable mass.
EC3 egging them on against each other. That was a mistake.
Unfinished business between Dane and Sullivan. Action spilling to the outside.
Well, if we're talking strategy and match, it's like the English phrase can be really summed up, even in a hero's heart.
Oh, Ricochet from the...
Goodness! My goodness!
Springboard shooting star press. He is the one and only. Will he be the one to make history? He has the ladder.
Check out Ricochet right here, putting it all on the line early. But that's what it takes when you want to join the elite. Whoa!
He wants to join the likes of Buddy Rogers, Pat Patterson, Paige, those who...
What?
Oh, but here comes Velveteen Dream.
Getting close.
Ricochet was looking to become the first NXT North American champion, but Velveteen Dream, who had less than flattering things to say about Ricochet on social media, is now feeling the wrath of Ricochet.
Simple reverse. Look how fast Ricochet moves.
Beautiful fluidity, athleticism. Ricochet is sports entertainment Skywalker, who was always higher up than Canada.
Check out Velveteen Dream on Dream Street.
Well, I've got my favorite. It's that man there.
Oh, Velveteen Dream, though, well scouted, using the real estate to derail Ricochet, and now Velveteen Dream's climbing the ladder. But Adam Cole knocks him off the ladder and rocks him with a forearm.
Cole smart. He lied in wait. He took his time. He wasn't going to risk anything, and he absolutely had to.
Roundhouse enziguri by Cole on Killian Dane, and obviously Adam Cole not being conservative in the least.
Cole said he's here to make history, and if he wins this match tonight, he will be in the record
And he's
books.
looking to make history right now. He has to also move on to that tag team match, but now, EC3 taking care of Adam Cole. EC3 drives Sullivan off the ropes, and there's a stinger splash by the top 1%er. Rolling neck slap by EC3.
Impressive how quick he goes.
Oh, talk about impressive. The mammoth, Lars Sullivan.
Oh my
What a
goodness!
show of strength by Sullivan, the humongous hominid.
And
Power
again.
slam on EC3.
How do you even compete with the power of Lars Sullivan?
Well, Killian Dane can certainly compete with the power
Oh
of
my
Lars
goodness.
Sullivan. Super Cena. Killian Dane
What were you
taking
saying?
to the sky with that suicide dive.
What were you guys saying about big guys not being able to perform in a ladder match? Oh,
Didn't say that at all. Just say that it's usually the more agile,
check this out right here.
athletic who are favored, but Dane and Sullivan are adamant. Wow!
Oh,
Look at this, Dane attracting Velveteen Dream and Ricochet like a moth to a flame. But Adam Cole ends up burning them all.
Cole's been smart in this match so far. He's laid back until he absolutely needed to.
yeah, he's gonna pick those spots.
Such a dangerous match now. Hands flying all over the place. Boots as well.
What a way to kick off NXT TakeOver New Orleans. This historic first ever NXT North American ladder match. 6 NXT superstars putting it all on the line. EC3 attacking anyone in his vicinity.
6 independent cat. What's going on here?
Wow! Lars Sullivan about to introduce another ladder, and he said he wasn't only going to use the ladder to climb the victory. He was going to use it as a device of destruction, just like he did right there.
Here he comes again.
Battering ram into the midsection of Killian Dane.
Sullivan looks like Donkey Kong out there.
Lars said it earlier, there's no opponents, just victims.
Oh, as far as Sullivan is concerned, it is on like Donkey Kong as he's using the ladder to wipe out the rest of the field.
Sullivan tweeted earlier this week he wants to leave his opponent decimated and emasculated. And if we take a look in the ring now, he's doing a very good job of doing just that.
Velveteen Dream doesn't realize where he is. Right now he's in the grips of Lars Sullivan. The power of Sullivan! Gorilla press sending Velveteen Dream stomach first into that unforgiving ladder.
Velveteen Dream could have cracked the rib, definitely sent all the air out of his body.
From a device of destruction to a device that he can use to become the first ever NXT North American champion.
This is what it's about right
Sullivan
here.
scaling the ladders, but so too is Ricochet.
We talked earlier about the disadvantage of being a bigger man. We saw it there, Sullivan taking longer to get to the top.
Ricochet looking for the sunset flip powerbomb. Sullivan hanging on for dear life.
And now the
In comes the
Alliance right
recruit.
here.
Oh, and Adam Cole, ever the opportunist. Sullivan crashing hard to the canvas. Look
Look
at
at
Adam
Cole.
Cole.
Look at Cole.
He realizes this is it.
He's by
The
himself.
golden opportunity, but he can't reach.
Who do you think you are, you punk? Huh? Who do you think you are?
Well, his name is the Beast of Belfast, Killian Dane.
Dane said, let me show you who I am.
I don't know if that was too smart. He sends Ricochet crashing into the ladder, but Dane needs the ladder to secure the title, Nigel.
Well, that's why he grabbed it now, picked it up. It's the interesting strategy. Let's take a look at how he backdrops the smaller man. Wham! Into that ladder.
Oh! EC3 now looking for an opportunity to be the first one up the ladder. EC3 with the face first. Killian Dane.
Landed on his hip as well, though.
Cole and EC3 struggling for control of the ladder. Oh, what? A temporary alliance has been forged. Adam Cole and EC3 forging a temporary alliance to try to get rid of the big man Lars Sullivan. Remember, Adam Cole, he'll hitch his horse to any wagon that will bring him success.
Well, this is what these guys are going to have to do. They're going to have to team up against the bigger opponents.
I'm telling you, man.
They're building a bridge
You're talking about Lars Sullivan
between the
and Killian Dane.
broadcast table and the ring.
They are the X factors in this match.
But they have to remember there can only be one. Oh! Killian Dane crashes into the ladder. He may have suffered more than one rib injury with that impact. And what about Adam Cole and EC3?
What an incredible collusion. Here we go. Oh!
And again, they stab Sullivan with the ladder, and they even exchange high fives.
Nearly cutting Sullivan in half, nearly decapitating Dane on the outside.
Oh, they like that.
Adam Cole taking umbrage to gimmick infringement here by EC3. Fireman's carry. And the slam into the ladder, and Cole with a super kick on Velveteen Dream. And there ain't no party like a super kick party for Adam Cole.
Dishing them out. Oh, my goodness.
Oh! What timing by Adam Cole. The kind of timing that makes a metronome envious.
Look at the timing on this.
Out of mid-air on the butt.
And Adam Cole with the rest of the field writhing in pain. Adam Cole with the stairway to heaven. Adam Cole, the stairway to history.
You talked about it earlier. Will he join the likes of Pat Patterson? Oh, no.
Lars Sullivan makes sure that Adam Cole will not make history at this time as Velveteen Dream using the ladder to his advantage.
Just getting brutal now. Everybody using the ladders to their own advantage. This isn't what a ladder is designed for. It's not what it's built for. It hurts.
Human Demolition Derby and the Purple Rainmaker elbow.
Dream just cleared half the ring.
Velveteen Dream in pain, not at 100%, but willing to put it all on the line for a chance to make history. Dropping elbows like DJ's dropped the needles.
One of these men will be known as the very first North American champion. Will it be the Dream?
And a Purple Rainmaker elbow to the back of Ricochet. But at what cost? It is clear that Velveteen Dream is struggling to put that ladder up. And talk about a struggle, guys. It is highly unlikely that Velveteen Dream would win a test of strength against Lars Sullivan. Sullivan has Velveteen Dream pinned to the corner.
No. Oh! With great awareness by Velveteen. That's a way to stop a giant right there.
Big mistake from the gargantuan Sullivan.
This could be it for Velveteen.
Velveteen Dream, involved in the 2017 rivalry of the year in NXT with Aleister Black, but now he wants to make his own, but he's not close enough.
No.
What is he thinking?
There's no way.
Oh my God, Velveteen Dream's at the very top of the ladder.
Whoa!
Oh my God! From the very top of the ladder.
Look at this. Look at the height and, more importantly, the precision.
Velveteen Dream almost driving his elbow right through the anatomy of Lars Sullivan.
The thing to note is the damage done to himself, but somehow...
Here he goes, here he goes.
Velveteen Dream up the ladder.
He's got it!
He's got the North
got his
American
hand on it.
Championship, but EC3 has a hold of Velveteen Dream. Oh no! Power bomb on the ladder! Power bomb on the ladder by EC3. And the Dream has just become a nightmare for the 22-year-old.
But the path to the title is right there in front of EC3.
He's struggling to stand up. Look at this Velveteen Dream getting powerbombed into the ladders. Oh my goodness.
Back to action, the Beast of Belfast trying to get the advantage, but it's EC3 who does so.
Oh!
A momentary lull in the action. Can EC3 do this now? There's
He's
no one
all
else.
alone.
And EC3 climbing the rungs of the ladder. Adam Cole short-circuiting that attempt. He says, no, it's mine. It's all mine. EC3 says, not so fast, mister. Our alliance is in the past. You gotta be kidding.
What?
Fireman's carry. Oh! TKO by EC3.
But how much damage was done to him as well?
You are watching the first ever NXT North American Championship match. 6 NXT superstars vying to make history. Will it be EC3 in his first match on NXT TV?
He's nearly to the top.
So close.
The Beast of Belfast. Oh, bicycle kick. What impact by Dane. And will Killian Dane now seize the opportunity? Remember, we've seen Kane win a ladder match. Probably the most memorable ladder match in WWE history. Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon, but now it's Adam Cole attacking the body of Dane. But then Dane deposits Cole into the corner.
Well, that's always going to be the strategy in this match. Do I try for the ladder and the title, or do I have to inflict more damage to my opponents? That's the big question. There's always going to be in this match.
Killian Dane picking up a ladder, dropping it on EC3 before he positions EC3 for an even more devastating drop in the form of a senton. But talk about a Pyrrhic move.
You gotta think that hurt Killian Dane just as much as it hurt EC3.
Hence the word Pyrrhic.
Well, is he gonna try it again?
Killian Dane on the second turn of Adam Cole explodes into the corner. Both Cole and Dane in a precarious position. Cole trying to sap the strength out of Killian Dane. Wow! A Vader bomb with Cole on his back. The always innovative Beast of Belfast, Killian Dane.
EC3 may never get up again. They're gonna have to scrape him off of the mat.
You find that amusing, Percy?
Not at all, but look at this. Look at this impact. Double weight on the ladder on the EC3.
That's nearly 500 pounds driving through the ladder.
And EC3 probably feels he's at 1% right now. Killian Dane struggling back up to a vertical base. Now has his sights set on Lars Sullivan. Unfinished business from this past week on NXT TV. Ricochet enters the fray. Oh! Bicycle kick by the one and only Ricochet. Stick and move.
He's got to keep it going.
He has got a tough job ahead of him if he's going to stay in with these two behemoths.
Oh, no.
Monster Beal by Lars Sullivan.
I'm talking about Ricochet just got launched from one corner of the ring to the other at the feet of Killian Dane.
Sullivan has feasted on his competition. Like tourists feast on poor boy sandwiches. The NXT Universe were asking for it and they got it. Dane with the mega Beal of his own.
They were just shot putting Ricochet back and forth across the ring.
King Kong meet Godzilla.
Yep. I don't think Lars Sullivan ever forgot about being tossed through our announce desk by Killian Dane.
Got put through our table by Killian Dane in that fatal four-way for the #1 contender for the NXT Championship. But tonight, it's all about becoming the first ever NXT North American Champion, and Killian Dane putting down Lars Sullivan.
The two biggest men in this match are expending a lot of energy and a lot of fury.
Whoa! Wow, that's the first time that the Divide has been caught. Unbelievable. Lars Sullivan just caught over 330 pounds of Killian Dane and put him on the canvas with authority. That has never happened before, Nigel.
Absolutely incredible Hulk catch. But now can Hulk climb and get that title, that championship now?
Lars Sullivan has got to move quick while he has the ring to
From
himself.
day one, Sullivan has considered himself the man in NXT. Is he going to be the first man to hold the NXT North American Championship? Not if Ricochet has anything to say about it.
Whoa.
What about the heart of Ricochet? Fully on display here in his NXT coming out party. And what a party it would be on Bourbon Street should Ricochet win that NXT North American Championship.
Oh, no!
Oh, my God! Talk about turning a negative into a positive. Ricochet is the gift that keeps on giving.
I mean, for the average man, this would have turned out poorly. But for Ricochet, this turns into an offensive maneuver.
And Ricochet knew that he was in trouble. He knew he was going to get pushed off that ladder, so he turned it into an offensive maneuver and ricocheted off of two of his opponents.
Whoa! Ricochet loves the adrenaline in his veins, and he is feeling the adrenaline right now. But EC3 takes out his wheel, and EC3 now manhandling Ricochet in the corner. What a way to kick off NXT TakeOver New Orleans.
Every one of these 6 men want to be known as the very first North American champion. Oh.
Ricochet where he's most comfortable, in the high red district.
King of the Sky, baby, here we go.
Shooting Star Press, EC3 on the ladder.
But damage done to the midsection of Ricochet as well.
You know, Ricochet said that this is a big match with powerhouses, guys that think they're the smartest or the most charismatic. But he says he's beaten all of those types of guys before. He says there's only one, Ricochet. And he is looking to be the one to make history tonight.
It's his dream.
Oh! How the hell is Velveteen Dream back in this match after being busted open?
Nope, missed that by a mile.
Oh, but Ricochet didn't miss that right hand, popping it like a cork.
Nigel, you try swinging the ladder.
Oh!
Nope, didn't get that.
Just think about what you said, Percy, because you bring up a very erudite point. These ladders are not normally used for this type of occasion. And when human flesh meets those ladders, just think about the damage.
I could only imagine the amount of pain felt when your body crashes down on one of those
Imagine
ladders.
the pain Ricochet's about to feel if Velveteen Dream has his way. But Ricochet quick back up to his feet. But still, both of them in a precarious spot.
Both men perilously close to the top of that ladder. Oh, this is very dangerous, very dangerous.
The future is now in NXT. Velveteen Dream Ricochet with the double leg takedown on the ladder.
Oh boy, this looks dangerous. It's all about the right to be called the first.
Oh! Forget about a bridge over troubled waters, a bridge over this troubled squared circle featuring 6 NXT superstars. And right now, Velveteen Dream trying to take out Ricochet. Dream was in trouble there momentarily.
Oh my God, he's got to be careful.
Don't tell me.
If his legs slip through this.
No.
Be careful, please be careful.
Velveteen Dream. Oh my God! A rolling Death Valley driver on the ladder. Did that just happen? There is only one Velveteen Dream, and he just wiped out Ricochet with this incredible maneuver.
Oh, it happened all right. Look at that.
My God.
Oh, the pressure, the damage to himself as well.
I can't believe that just happened. You got to think, all these competitors in this ring have got to be spent.
We are bearing witness to the Velveteen Dream experience. We're also bearing witness to a human demolition derby for the NXT North American Championship. What a lethal lariat by Lars Sullivan. Sullivan, the Leviathan logo file.
A big smile across his face.
He knows words that are longer than most of his matches. And now he gingerly places Velveteen Dream on the top of another ladder.
He's looking over this way, boys.
I don't think we should be here.
I think Velveteen Dream feels the same way. Oh, EC3. And Lars Sullivan with a swivel for a head. Velveteen Dream still in a precarious position, but now Lars Sullivan has. No, EC3, no. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
No.
Oh! Are you kidding me? A stupendous freak accident! The ladder snapped in half. I'm surprised that Velveteen Dream and EC3 are both still in one piece. What a freak accident!
One more time, look at this. Whoa!
You're damn right.
This is awesome. This is
And we are just getting started. Can you believe it, guys? The first of what is going to be an incredible night of action. The NXT North American Championship still hanging over the ring. Meanwhile, Killian Dane has now put Ricochet on the ladder.
Look, if this keeps up, there aren't going to be any ladders left to climb to the top to get the North American Championship.
Have to go to a hardware store. Is there one nearby? Because these ladders are being treated well like the superstars are treating each other. Dane picking up Adam Cole.
Oh, no. Come on. Whoa.
There are no words. Another ladder snapped in half. How important is it for these 6 NXT superstars to become the first ever NXT North American champion?
I mean, Mauro, but did you expect anything less? I mean, take a look at this. An opportunity to become the first, to become the inaugural, to become an elite superstar to achieve greatness by claiming the North American Championship.
Nigel, these 6 superstars have gone for broke. I am shocked that nothing's been broken.
Hey, but for you who don't know, that may have been at this point an absolute cacophony of destruction.
And you know what? The NXT Universe chanting fight forever. This is the NXT version of the Infinity War. But it's not about the 6 Infinity Stones. It's about these 6 superstars with the stones to go through hell to make history. And there is the Mad Titan Thanos standing. Will NXT's Thanos, Lars Sullivan, win the NXT North American Championship?
This might be it right here. Every other competitor is down.
Sullivan rising, de profundis, from the very depths.
From the very first day in NXT, Lars Sullivan said he was going to be the man. He is climbing that ladder, but he has been through hell. And
Absolutely exhausted.
Sullivan's almost there. Sullivan reaching for the NXT North American Championship. He has his fingernails on it. Oh, but here comes Steen. A war of attrition. The two biggest superstars in the match vying for the opportunity to secure the championship. Oh!
Catching him in the quadricep, the lower back.
Both Dane and Sullivan still on the ladder, but feeling the effects of that heinous assault by EC3.
Well, they're hanging on for all their dear life. They don't want to go back down. They have to come back up.
Oh, now Adam Cole, EC3, Sullivan, Dane, all four are within reach. They have to continue to climb the ladder. Who is going to be able to finally snatch that NXT North American Championship? Here comes the Velveteen Dream. Dane desperately reaching out for the NXT North American Championship. Velveteen Dream introducing yet another ladder. Six NXT superstars, 3 ladder, 1 NXT North American Championship.
Cole and EC3 furthest away.
You got about 3 guys on the ladder that are arm lengths away.
Adam Cole needs to climb a couple of more rungs. Not the tallest man.
Dream's on his own ladder, he's there!
Ricochet, all 6 men are now on ladders. Adam Cole's been knocked off.
It's about will at this point. Who wants it more?
Each NXT superstar. Cole and EC3 crash to the canvas.
I don't think people realize how far down that is until you get on top of it.
Velveteen Dream just made contact with the NXT North American Championship. But now he exchanges punches with Ricochet.
Well, if he can dispense with Ricochet, he's got the title, surely.
Oh, Ricochet avoids that right hand.
Oh my!
The preeminent high flyer, Ricochet with an avalanche neck breaker. Incredible action to kick off NXT TakeOver New Orleans. One of these two behemoths could become the first NXT North American champion. Dane reaching up for the championship. Lars Sullivan, though, has him in his grasp. Sullivan with a freak accident on Dane. I'm surprised he didn't go through the ring.
What an incredible display from every one of these 6 competitors.
And this is just the first match of the night.
This is Lars Sullivan's opportunity right here. This is a shot.
Lars Sullivan methodically making his way up the ladder. King Kong is climbing the Empire State Building.
Oh my God!
The cavalry. Ricochet wiping out Sullivan. Ricochet like a drone out of nowhere, knocking Sullivan off the ladder. And will Ricochet now seize the opportunity? The NXT Universe has been waiting with bated breath for the arrival of one of the best high flyers.
Ricochet?
And Ricochet's got his head.
No!
Oh! Hung out to dry and crashing it, but it's Adam Cole. Adam Cole is on the cusp. Adam Cole is reaching out. Adam Cole has his hands on the NXT North.
Oh my God!
Adam Cole.
Oh my God!
History made.
Here's your and the first ever NXT North American Champion, Adam Cole!
Like a thief in the night, Adam Cole able to secure history. Adam Cole is the first ever NXT North American champion. Baby!
You talking about shocking the system? Adam Cole and Era have taken over the system. Adam Cole now has hardware of his own.
This match was a shot to everyone's system, and yet Adam Cole's celebration, well, it will be forced to be muted, Nigel, because he still has to compete in another match tonight.
For Adam Cole, this is only half the job, but he got the job done here, so who's to say he can't do it again? Let's take a look if we go at this incredible matchup.
I mean, look at this right here. But this is what it took to remove Lars Sullivan from the equation, but only temporarily. Now look, I cannot believe the height of the Velveteen Dream. And look at this. Oh my, elbow right to the heart of the freak Lars Sullivan. Now, again, for most men, I'm not sure how this would have ended. But the great talent of Ricochet, the great athleticism, was able to take out Killian Dane and Adam Cole.
Here off the bottom of the ladder, a huge freak accident, driving Dane to the mat and outside. And as it would come down to the wire, Ricochet inches away, but no, it would be the leader of the Undisputed Era who would be undisputed in his quest to become the North American champion.
Adam Cole's ring IQ on display, posing a Harvard blackboard level problem for the rest of the field, and that is Adam Cole's MO. Sneak in, sneak out. Adam Cole making the most of this opportunity. Adam Cole making history at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. We have a new NXT North American champion. His name is Adam Cole.
Baby!
Adam Cole, baby!
Brock Lesnar didn't show up for work today. What kind of penalty is there gonna be for him, huh? There's not gonna be, because he's Vince's boy.
Does Brock have the special privileges he does? Brock Lesnar doesn't like people.
I don't respect Brock Lesnar, but you just make sure that he comes dressed for a fight.
Brock Lesnar defends his Universal Championship against Roman Reigns.
You're not taking this title from Brock Lesnar. There's a fine line between business and respect.
Roman Reigns has been temporarily suspended.
That is Roman Reigns. What's the big dog doing here? Roman's completely lost it. Brock Lesnar's here. The beast is here.
Roman Reigns isn't man enough to take another beating.
Oh my God. A defiant Roman Reigns unloading on Lesnar. Just a downright massacre. This is shaping up to be one of the most brutal smash mouth battles in the history of WrestleMania.
What a way to start the weekend here at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Tomorrow, it is the showcase of the Immortals, the show of shows at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, home of WrestleMania.
Well, with the North American champion crown, they're the NXT champions sitting there, strategizing with Zelina Vega. Looks to hold on to his title tonight when he faces the man he viciously attacked him just 2 weeks ago. El Idolo defends his title tonight.
Also coming up tonight, speaking of titles, Ember Moon, the NXT Women's Champion, barely survived her first title defense against Shayna Baszler. Can the Queen of Spades, will the third time be the harm against Ember Moon? Moon says as long as she's standing, Baszler will not be champion. I can't understand how Ember Moon is able to withstand this kind of pain. Oh, Moon stacks Baszler! Moon does it! Oh my God!
Here's your winner, and still the NXT Women's Champion, Ember Moon!
on Shayna Baszler from behind! We need help out here!
Shayna's trying to end Ember's career.
Who really won tonight? Ember didn't beat me. She survived.
Shayna Baszler is proving that she will not play by your rules. She'll play by her own. I'm a magnet, I attract it. Everywhere I go, you know trouble follows. I'm just a magnet for pain.
Who's the bigger fool? The one who makes the system or the one who follows it? Ember Moon got in line, she came up through the system. There's not a rule book that says you have to do that. That's just what everyone thinks. Most people are fools. I did exactly what I needed to do. I pushed all of Ember Moon's buttons to get under her skin enough that she challenged me. That's not me skipping the line, that's me playing the game. TakeOver New Orleans isn't going to be a wrestling match. It's going to be a fight.
I am ready for a fight. Shayna attacked me from behind. She almost broke me. I fought through the pain because I refuse to sit on the sidelines again. Shayna walks around like she owns the place, like she deserves to be handed everything on a silver platter. That's not how you get respect. I don't care what your background is, Shayna. I don't care where you came from. I don't care what you did. This is NXT, and I'm the NXT Women's Champion. I am going to break you, I am going to hurt you, but most of all, I am going to embarrass you and show the world that you are not worthy of the NXT Women's Championship. You started this war, Shayna, and at TakeOver New Orleans, I'm gonna end it.
After NXT TakeOver New Orleans, they're going to call me the champion.
Shayna will never be champion as long as I am standing.
Listening to the vocal stylings of the vocalist of the multi-platinum band Hailstorm, Lizzie Hale, who won a Grammy for Best Hard Rock Metal Performance, first female fronted band to be nominated for and win this award. And of course, he's serenading the NXT Women's Champion, Ember Moon.
Look, guys, you better believe Ember Moon is ready for a fight. She said she's going to break Shayna, and she plans to end the war tonight.
There she stands, the Queen of Spades, the submission magician, This woman is as capable as she said. I've seen it firsthand, and so has Ember Moon. She has to know what's in store for her tonight.
There are those who enjoy meteoric rises. Well, there are those who enjoy meteoric success, like Rowdy Ronda Rousey, along with fellow four-horsewoman Jessamyn Duke. Ronda Rousey, she'll be making her in-ring WWE debut at WrestleMania tomorrow, and they are both here to cheer on Shayna Baszler in her quest to finally become NXT Women's Champion. She has come so very close.
Tonight just might be the night. Now, guys, keep in mind, out of Shayna Baszler's 15 MMA wins, 13 were by submission. So you know what she likes. You know what she's going for.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the NXT Women's Championship. Introducing the challenger from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Shayna Baszler. And her opponent from Dallas, Texas, she is the NXT Women's Champion, Ember Moon.
Here at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, it is time for the NXT Women's Championship at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia in January. Ember Moon barely escaped with the title against Shayna Baszler. Baszler then defeated Ember Moon via disqualification on NXT TV. So here they go again. Oh, and immediately Ember Moon looking to drop. Wow, what a right hand by Shayna Baszler.
Man, look at the face of Shayna Baszler.
Well,
like, you gotta do better than that.
Baszler's seen that movie before, Nigel.
Hold on a second. Tried the drop kick there.
She did that the last time they met. And this time she was cold-cocked by Shayna Baszler. But then it's Ember Moon driving her knees into Baszler on the outside.
This is what Moon has got to do. She's got to keep this aggression up.
Champion's advantage, remember. Oh!
Beautiful.
Ember Moon goes for the cover. Quickly gets a 2 count.
I think that might be Moon's best chance in this match. Try to win it early.
And Moon looking for a submission on Baszler. Baszler scrambling. If you want to become a part of this conversation on social media, it's hashtag Women's Championship.
And Nigel, that's just a smart thing to do by Ember Moon. If you can get rid of Shayna and win this match as quickly as you can, do so. There's no need to spend a long amount of time.
Stalking Baszler on the apron. And she was looking for that kick, and Baszler sends Moon face first on the apron before Moon crashes to the outside. But again, Baszler needs to put Moon back in the ring if she wants to emerge as NXT Women's Champ.
Can't win the championship on the outside.
Look at this right here. Shayna Baszler just stops Ember Moon in her tracks and make her go face first into the apron. The hardest part of the match.
Baszler goes for the cover. Moon able to slip out. And Baszler working on that left arm. And great escape by Ember Moon. They say that favors the bold, and no one bolder than Shayna Baszler. Showing off her strength. Gut wrench suplex by the Queen of Spades. Oh, and a vicious kick between the shoulder blades. Lateral press. Moon powers out.
Moon had the right idea there, trying to create some separation, get some distance, because that's what she has to do. If you're in there with a submission specialist, someone that's their bread and butter, get away from them.
Catch wrestling specialist Shayna Baszler with the bow and arrow. Driving the knee into the back of Ember Moon. Moon, the 6th NXT Women's Champion. Trying to escape the clutches of Baszler. Beautiful athleticism, nice escape by Ember Moon.
For a second there, Baszler thought about getting to the outside.
Moon's got to find a way to engage in some offense right here. This might be what she needs right here.
That was a leaping palm strike, perhaps.
Oh, but Baszler follows her into the opposite corner with a high knee strike. And the roll up here by Moon for a quick 2 count.
All the way around, looking for another strike, perhaps.
Oh! And Baszler exploding with the knee. Moon could be out. Moon could be out. Oh, no, she's able to just kick out at 2, much to the frustration of Shayna Baszler, who goes about her sadistic business without ever showing an iota of remorse.
Well, that's the thing about Shayna Baszler, no wasted motion. She keeps going as soon as she has the advantage. Look at that, knee strike to the side. Look how quickly she follows up.
Moon with a kick to the face of Baszler. Match point covered by the NXT Women's Champion, only for a 2 count. Baszler
Got it, she
transitions
got it.
into that Kirifuda clutch.
How quick was that?
Baszler looking for the Kirifuda clutch. Moon doing what's necessary to try to escape. But that Baszler grip is like a pistachio nut. It is so hard to open. But Moon doing whatever is necessary.
A smart way to get out of it, reversing the momentum, getting all of her weight down across Baszler, forcing her to break the hold.
You can hear Ronda Rousey at ringside exhorting Shayna Baszler. Rousey preparing for her in-ring and WWE debut as she will team with Kurt Angle to face Triple H and Stephanie McMahon in one of the highly anticipated matches at WrestleMania tomorrow, only on the WWE Network.
If Ember Moon wants to retain her title tonight, she's got to find a way to be able to stay up and compete with the brutality just like Shayna Baszler. She's got to meet that intensity.
And this is where Moon is trying to show Shayna Baszler that she can strike with the best of them. But I wonder if that behooves her in the long run against someone as decorated a striker as Shayna Baszler, as Moon takes her over. And the athletic Ember Moon with the kip up. Moon driving Baszler face first to the canvas, back press, hooks a leg, and Baszler gets that right shoulder up just in time.
I mean, to your point, Percy, I think the longer this match goes, the more it favors Baszler. Moon has got to end it quickly.
At NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, Shayna Baszler mercilessly attacking Ember Moon, and it looked like she was going to force Ember Moon to tap out. Ooh. But Moon missing there with the diving crossbody as Shayna Baszler now looks to take. Oh, we've seen this.
No.
We've seen this horror movie before.
This is almost took Ember out of Philadelphia.
It took Dakota Kai out. Oh, but Moon able to escape again. Nicely done there as Moon sweeps Baszler to the canvas.
Wait a second.
Turnabout is fair play.
Now the tide's a turn.
Wait, but look at the fear on Baszler's face. We've never seen this look before.
Well, she knows what's coming now.
She's definitely on the wrong side of things now.
Shayna Baszler, fully cognizant of what to expect. Her hand trapped under the boot. Oh, just...
I have never seen Shayna Baszler look so scared.
Baszler screaming in anguish. And again, Moon wrenching that arm to the canvas. Shoulders down for a 2 count.
She may have dislocated that shoulder. That left shoulder of Baszler may have been popped out of the joint. I don't know.
Moon giving Baszler a dose of her bad medicine. Here as the NXT Women's Championship hangs in the balance.
And of course now with an injured arm, is she going to be able to apply the Kirifuda clutch as well?
Well, we know what Ember Moon has on her mind as she ascends to the top turnbuckle. She would love to vanquish Shayna Baszler, but Baszler ends up crotching Moon on the top turnbuckle.
Come on, back up. 1, 2.
Just vicious, nasty kicks. One to the front of the head and the rest of the... Oh, look at that.
Oh, what a kick to the back of Ember Moon's neck. And a corner drop kick. So Shayna Baszler may have injured her left arm, but she is making the most of her other weapons.
What's going through her mind now is that the left arm looks limp, looks prone.
This is the first time we have seen Shayna Baszler this vulnerable.
I tell you what, Ember Moon is in a very compromising position.
Oh, what the?
Tried to force her shoulder.
Was it out?
She just popped her shoulder. No. I've never seen that before, Nigel.
Well, when you separate his shoulder, dislocate his shoulder, you try to pop it back
That's
in.
how you put it back. Yeah,
But I've never seen it in a match, and I've never seen someone use a corner ring post to do it. This Shayna Baszler is at another level, knowing that the NXT Women's Championship is in her sights.
And to be able to continue to fight through all that.
Well, you talk about a high threshold for pain. Ember Moon, the #1 trend worldwide, no surprise. Hashtag NXT TakeOver, the biggest weekend in sports entertainment with the biggest NXT TakeOver event here in the Big Easy.
Willing to take the biggest chance.
Wow!
Here we go!
Flips to the outside by Ember Moon.
That's what I'm
but
talking
she's got to
about.
get her back in the ring.
Ember Moon is remembering what she's fighting for. Not just the NXT Women's Championship, but the integrity of the women's division.
And all of the frustration, all of the anger that has been pent up by Ember Moon coming out in the form of that high-risk eclipse. And the referee now will start administering the 10 count.
Well, both women down and prone.
Guys, could you imagine what would happen if Shayna Baszler took over the women's...
Well, no, it's more dire straits right now for Shayna Baszler. If the referee counts to 10, Ember Moon still retains the NXT Women's Championship, Nigel.
Well, he's up to 8, perhaps.
Oh, they just beat the count. That will behoove Shayna Baszler, or will it? She is writhing in pain.
Well, she may have put that shoulder back in, but there's still an intense amount of pain.
And
suffering.
she needs that arm to put in that Kirifuda clutch.
And you
Ember Moon well
guarantee-
what a transition! Oh my God, what a transition into the Kirifuda
Ember's in
clutch!
trouble!
Shayna Baszler has Ember Moon!
Oh!
And again, Moon attacking the injured arm of Baszler. Amazing ring awareness by Ember Moon, who now administers some ground and pound.
Oh, she
now
pulls
in
her
the
into a triangle instead, though.
How creative is
What
Shayna
a
Baszler?
gutsy effort by Shayna Baszler.
Trying to push that arm across her hips to apply more pressure.
Whoa!
Ember Moon showcases her strength and the power
This could be
bomb.
it, right here.
That's but cover. Ember Moon almost retained the NXT Women's title right there. She got a little too close to Shayna Baszler, but made the most of that opportunity and almost vanquished this ruthless challenger.
Hey, look, folks, this is the worst I have ever seen Shayna Baszler. I don't know exactly how bad that arm of hers is, but you got to think it is nowhere near fully functional.
Shayna Baszler thought she could walk into NXT and immediately take over, taking liberties at the Performance Center, taking liberties with other members of the NXT Women's Division, trying to take liberties at Ember Moon's expense. Ember Moon looking for the eclipse.
Wait,
oh my God!
oh my God!
Oh wow, it's been countered into the Kirifuda clutch. That has never happened before. No one has ever countered the eclipse. Asuka kicked out of it, but no one has ever countered it. And Moon trying to break the grip.
But look how she's changed the hold
She's
now.
got it with one arm.
She's holding her own hair because she can't use the injured left arm.
Incredible ingenuity by Shayna Baszler. A modified version
Ember
of the
is in trouble.
Kirifuda clutch.
Well, that's the experience, her MMA experience.
Will Ember Moon be forced to tap?
If she can just get to that bottom rope.
Baszler preventing Ember Moon from trying to escape the clutches of the Kirifuda clutch.
Ember's trying to get free, but...
Oh no, Ember Moon's gone. It looks like, no, she's still fighting. She has the heart and will of a champion. Ember Moon struggling to stay conscious.
Oh!
Just grazed it, didn't get there.
No!
Oh, but now, Shayna Baszler. Oh, Ember Moon she's fading here, guys.
Fading fast, that elbow underneath the jaw.
Moon, one last gasp to try to break the grip of the Kirifuda clutch. Moon sees her title reign flashing before her eyes.
Shayna Baszler does not care about pain. You see Ember Moon trying to jack that left arm of Shayna, but it does not seem to matter.
Ember Moon is fading. Ember Moon Ember Moon's, she looks like she's unconscious. Nope,
she's still in it.
Man, Baszler, how much more does she have? How much strength does she have? This is expending so much energy.
Well, this is incredible, like a big boa constrictor.
Oh no, Moon is
Oh, no.
Moon is out! No! Oh my God, we have a new NXT Women's Champion!
It's over!
A huge shock
Here is your winner, and the new NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler!
The former mixed martial artist has done it! Shayna Baszler's meteoric rise culminates with her first reign as NXT Women's Champion, and boy, she had to travel through Hades to capture the gold.
Well, earlier Moon said as long as she was standing, Baszler would never be women's champion. Well, she's not standing anymore.
I don't even think Ember Moon realizes that she is no longer the NXT Women's Champion.
I'm just trying to imagine the women's division under the reign of Shayna Baszler.
What a dominating showing from Baszler.
We've never seen Shayna Baszler on this side of things. A little taste of her own medicine.
Well, Moon had a great start, a great strategy to take out the left shoulder and would try to employ that. Baszler would use her experience to try to pop that shoulder back in. We learned a lot about Baszler in this match, the length she was willing to go. Here a triangle attempt, but the strength of Moon to powerbomb her opponent and finally get a pinfall attempt.
But this is where it all came crashing down with a former NXT Women's Champion, Ember Moon. Once that Karafuda clutch was put on, she was trying to fight, but she could just not stay in it.
Shayna Baszler told WWE.com that all the keyboard warriors better gather together and bring tissues because here at TakeOver, their hero Ember Moon would lose her title. Well, Shayna Baszler a prophet.
Shayna also said...
And Shayna Baszler now celebrating with other members of the Four Horsewomen, Ronda Rousey and Jessamyn Duke. Baszler said it isn't a bandwagon, it's a war wagon, and no one will be able to hop on because you're going to get run over. What a message Shayna Baszler has sent to the rest of the NXT Women's Division.
Baszler said that tonight she was either going to leave with Ember's arm or the NXT Women's Championship. I guess she settled for the NXT Women's title.
And remember, Ember Moon said as long as she is standing, Shayna Baszler would not be champion. Well, Ember Moon was out cold on her back, the victim of the Karafuda clutch. We have a new NXT Women's Champion.
I'm the best wrestler you've seen in forever.
Paige here, and I'm extremely excited to show you a sneak peek of the new movie based on my life called Fighting with My Family. This scene where my brother and I are backstage at WWE for the very first time features some incredible actors playing us and some guy in a hoodie you might have heard of.
Sorry about that.
Rock. We're huge fans.
Thank you so much.
We've been fans since you had hair.
Oh, thank you. Hey, it's a choice. It's a damn good one, too. See you guys.
Rock.
Yo.
We're wrestlers as well, actually.
We're actually doing the tryouts today.
Oh, cool.
What advice would you give us if we want to...
Win over the crowd.
Win over the crowd.
What are your names again?
My name.
It doesn't matter what your names are. You walk around here interrupting the Rock, you like you haven't seen the sun in 20 years, you like you just stepped out of Oliver Twist. Please, sir, may I have some more advice, sir? You want some advice? Here's the Rock's advice. Shut your mouth. What you want. How about what the Rock wants? The Rock wants you to go out there, take no prisoners, have no regrets, have no fear. Lay it all out on the line. Because if you don't do that, the Rock is gonna find your friend Mary Poppins. He's gonna take her umbrella. Yeah, he's gonna shine it up real nice. He's gonna turn that sumbitch sideways and stick it straight up your candy asses. There's your advice. Straight out of the jabroni beating, pie eating, trail blazing, eyebrow raising, entertaining the globe, never hotter, talking to two rejects from Harry Potter. So that's how you win over the crowd.
Fighting with My Family, coming soon.
How am I supposed to relax?
Well, there is the newly crowned American champion, North American champion. What is he going to have left when he has to defend those titles tonight?
This tag team title defense, I don't know. I don't know if we can do this.
Wow, you just heard Adam Cole saying, hey, this tag team title defense, I don't know. Kyle O'Reilly saying, can you cancel it? Hey, as decreed by NXT General Manager William Regal, who is not with us tonight because he's under the weather. We wish him a speedy recovery, but Adam Cole must compete in the tag team triple threat match that is not only for the NXT tag team titles, Percy, but also for the coveted Dusty Rhodes Cup and the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
Well, guys, this is the opportunity that Aleister Black has been waiting for. In the great city of New Orleans and in front of the NXT Universe, he looks to dethrone the champion, Andrade Cien Almas.
With Bobby Fish injured, and as we just saw, Adam Cole exhausted from winning the North American title earlier tonight, the odds are now stacked heavily against the Undisputed Era. But be that as it may, if they win tonight, the area not only retain the NXT Tag Team titles, they win the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic as well. The Triple Threat Tag Team match is next.
2018 is shaping up to be an incredible year for the NXT Tag Team division. It is my honor and privilege to announce the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. This tag team tournament honors the memory of WWE Hall of Famer, the godfather of NXT, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Get a dream, hold on to it, and shoot for the sky!
I've always loved the competitiveness of the great tag teams of the past. And now we look for tag teams of the future.
Opportunity knocks, and let's get down and dirty and get on with it, baby!
Not only will this year's winners win the Dusty Cup, but they will also face the NXT Tag Team Champions at TakeOver New Orleans.
We begin the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
These two men have won it before, and can history repeat itself again?
And the Authors of Pain advance to the finals. Roderick Strong is in the tournament. Let's find out who his partner is.
Something in me is liking the team of Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong.
The Cinderella stories continues to the finals.
NXT does not realize what they have. Bobby, with you being out and injured, we're trying to find any way possible to make sure we keep our tag team championships.
A tremendous final in the 2018 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. AOP looking to take advantage early.
AOP is clearly the favorite here, but Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong have to feel unstoppable.
Incredible match here with so much at stake. Oh no!
Come on!
Well, the Undisputed Era putting a brutal attack.
The referee has ruled this as a double disqualification.
Who wins the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic?
A TakeOver New Orleans. It will be Undisputed Era.
We are untouchable, unstoppable, and we are going to retain
Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne.
If you think that we can't get the job done, you must be mad.
And the Authors of Pain.
The tag team division belongs to us.
In a triple threat match. The winner of that match will be the winner of the Dusty Cup and the new NXT Tag Team Champions.
NXT TakeOver New Orleans just got bigger.
The following contest is a triple threat match scheduled for one fall. And it is the final match of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Winner, take all!
gun being let out by the erudite Paul Ellering. My picks to win tonight. The absolutely dominating team of the Authors of Pain.
Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by Paul Ellering, and a combined weight of 615 pounds, Akam Razor, the Authors of Pain!
Guys, I've heard some eerie tweets from Paul Ellering as of late stating, New Orleans, are you ready to face the doomsday? The angel Gabriel comes. It's Judgment Day.
How can you be ready for these two behemoths? They've won the titles before, they won the Dusty Classic before.
The most dominant team in NXT history, looking to become two-time NXT Tag Team Champions, looking to become two-time Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament champs, Akam and Razor. You don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't bite Beyonce, and you don't anger the Authors of Pain.
They're always angry.
Better believe that these guys are not going to forget that era is the reason they got to compete in the triple threat match. They won't forget that they lost the era at War Games. It's going down tonight.
From Birmingham, England, weighing 205 pounds, he is the United Kingdom Champion, the Cruiserweight, Pete Dunne!
WWE United Kingdom Champion Pete Dunne, he would love to add the Dusty Rhodes Cup to his hardware collection. It was at TakeOver in Chicago last year when he was involved in the match of the year in NXT when he became the WWE United Kingdom Champion, beating Tyler Bate. And now, he and Roderick Strong looking to go from a footnote to the lead paragraph in this tournament.
Well, you talk about the Dusty Rhodes Cup. How about the Tag Team Championship? If Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong win here tonight, Pete Dunne will be the highest decorated superstar we have. The United Kingdom title, the Tag Team Championship, the Dusty Rhodes, the Dusty Cup.
And his tag team partner from Tampa, Florida, weighing 200 pounds, Roderick Strong!
I've known this man all his career. He is determined and wants to make every opportunity count. Unfortunately, didn't make it to the final of the Cruiserweight tournament match, but he's here tonight and he's ready to make it work tonight.
NXT TakeOver is brought to you by Rocket League. Get 2 free WWE in-game items now. Select redeem code from the extras menu with code WrestleMania. And by 5-Hour Energy Shots. When your battery is running low, grab a 5-Hour Energy Shot and get back to 100%.
The champions certainly are not at 100%.
Representing the Undisputed Era, they are your NXT Tag Team Champions, Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole!
Two guys who should be celebrating the fact that Adam Cole made history as the first NXT North American champion. Instead, they are ruining the decision by WWE NXT GM William Regal to make Adam Cole compete twice tonight, replacing the injured Bobby Fish.
He didn't really have any options. It was either compete with Kyle O'Reilly, forfeit the North American Championship.
Well, talking about celebrating, there's Jeff Jarrett along with Dustin Rhodes, two of the greatest second-generation wrestlers of all time. Of course, Jarrett just inducted into the Hall of Fame last night, so congratulations, Jeff Jarrett.
NXT North American champion. Undisputed Era looking to retain the NXT Tag Team titles under less than perfect conditions. So this triple threat match, 3 men in the ring at all times, no disqualification or countout. Only way to win is via pinfall or submission. Winner take all here at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. For the first time ever, the NXT Tag Team Championships are being defended in the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
As you said, winner take all, and that means that Era could retain the titles and at the same time win that prestigious cup without actually really competing in the tournament.
Akam and Razor immediately attacking the Undisputed Era, knowing that Cole is at less than 100%. Ground and pound right for Cole's ribs.
Well, I guarantee you that strategy came from Ellering. Oh, nice hip toss.
Oh, what a boot by Akam.
That was smart by AOP going after the
Kyle O'Reilly hanging onto that top rope before he gets tagged by Razor. So Akam and Razor laying waste, and what a hip toss to Dunn, throwing him outside. Primal battle cries from Akam and Razor. Combination offense, neck breaker, power. This could be it.
Oh, this could be over quickly, fellas. The AOP are absolutely dominating.
There have been 13 different NXT Tag Team Championship teams as Adam Cole
is in no condition.
unceremoniously thrown out of the ring.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wow. That Spanish broadcast table about to be used as a weapon by the Authors of Pain, or is it? Strong and done. Oh, Akam and Razor. Oh, Adam Cole desperately trying to escape the clutches. No! My God, Adam Cole just got put through the table. And Kyle O'Reilly running off the apron with a vicious knee strike, and you can see Kyle O'Reilly now fully aware that he may have to be a one-man team here with Adam Cole.
Riley is on his own now.
Yeah,
he has got to hit a move. Hold on.
I can't see Cole being a factor in this match. He's done for the night.
Double wrist lock in the middle of the ring. But O'Reilly knows how to get out of that transition into the armbar.
Armageddon. The cross arm breaker by Kyle O'Reilly as he and Dunn grapple. O'Reilly well versed in mixed martial arts and submissions, and he's putting on a striking clinic. Not to be outdone is Roderick Strong.
Wait.
Catches O'Reilly and the Messiah of the backbreaker. Oh, and what a knee to one half of the Authors of Pain. That was Akam. Here's Razor. Eats a drop kick. Roderick Strong has made it clear all he wants is gold around his waist. This is supposed to be a tag team match, but it has been chaos.
Absolute chaos from the start of this match because Ellering had his men primed for action.
Fireman's carried by Strong, and there.
Looking for a guillotine.
Oh, he's got it in. He's got
Driving with
it
the
for that
hips.
guillotine.
Got to watch his shoulders though. Beautiful the way he transitions into a triangle now. Pushing the arm across the hips. And again trying to tuck
he has
in
it
tight.
cinched in. He has that triangle cinched in.
News for Strong.
Oh no, keeps hold.
Oh, and
Are you kidding me?
Wow, O'Reilly.
Are you kidding me?
A yeoman's effort here. Kyle O'Reilly fully realizing his partner has been put out of commission at ringside.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's right. Power bomb done on O'Reilly. This is absolutely insane.
Well, O'Reilly had no way of protecting himself there. All of his limbs were used, applying submission and holds. So when Dunn got powerbombed into him.
Hey guys, I was told this would be a tag team match. What? This is every man for himself. Referee trying to maintain law and order. Good luck.
What chances O'Reilly have? He's in here alone. He's without Adam Cole.
Roderick Strong being pinned in the corner by the Authors of Pain. Again, Strong fared well in the 205 Live Cruiserweight title tournament, has come close to becoming NXT champion, has vied before for the NXT tag team titles in a makeshift team with Aleister Black. Now he's with Pete Dunne, and they hope to be the Cinderella story of this tournament.
Well, let's remember, Strong also teamed up with AOP at TakeOver War Games. They're not taking it any lighter on him because of it.
Gotta wonder if he's picked up anything from the team from AOP, because it'll definitely come in use right about now.
Razor with the lateral press, and Strong able to escape, and Razor no slouch when it comes to mixed martial arts training as he looks to secure Roderick Strong, keeping him grounded.
Head and arm clutch, applying pressure to the carotid artery. Could get a tap out here.
Yeah, I think Roderick Strong is wasting valuable energy trying to get himself out of this position.
Dunne's up in the corner. If he can get over there to make the tag, that's what he needs to do.
Series of back elbows by Strong, momentarily breaking the grip. Overhead, belly to belly suplex by Razor, and now Kyle O'Reilly with his ferocious striking, trying to chop down the bigger half of Authors of Pain.
Oh, look at that. Well, you saw right away there the size difference. O'Reilly giving up 50 pounds.
The problem is there is Kyle O'Reilly's tag team partner, Adam Cole, who went through. Oh, what a beautiful release.
How is he still going?
Kyle O'Reilly, oh, wow. Just too much for the decorated striker and submission artist from Canada. Man, this has been all Authors of Pain. And going into this match, they had to be heavily favored when you look at the rest of the landscape of this field, Nigel.
Well, these guys are just too dominant.
Strong and Dunne had never teamed before this tournament. We have Cole, who's been put out of commission. Kyle O'Reilly trying to regroup on the outside. This is the Authors of Pain match to lose as they want to secure their legacy of dominance.
Roddy could just find a way to get to his partner in the corner, Pete Dunne.
Again, as we take a look there on the outside, Adam Cole nowhere close to getting up.
Neither is Roderick Strong.
Pete Dunne there didn't look too eager to get in and make the tag, would you? I mean, you got to think with Dunne being the United Kingdom champion, maybe at some point in this match he says, you know what, I'll cut my losses.
Akam with a vicious knee into the rib cage of Roderick Strong, and now toying with Strong, taunting Pete Dunne. And this is where the Authors of Pain have to be careful.
Nigel, I hear what you're saying, but I just don't believe that. I think Pete Dunne will wrap up as many championships as he can.
Oh, here comes Kyle O'Reilly jumping on the back. Oh, and there goes Kyle O'Reilly falling off the back. Oh, what a kick by Strong. And another enziguri by Roderick Strong. Will this give him the opportunity to make his way to his corner and tag in Pete Dunne?
O'Reilly was there to stop him.
Strong kicks O'Reilly, and the tag is made. In comes the bruiserweight Pete Dunne, and a volley of strikes. Oh, and what a forearm shiver by Dunne.
Well, you got to remember, Dunne's very hard. He's been in this match so far.
Oh, what a knee to the midsection by O'Reilly. Dunne sent into the corner. The athletic, agile Dunne lands on his feet. Standing switch by O'Reilly. German suplex. Dunne lands on his feet. And he just clocked O'Reilly with the kick on the neck. Oh, and Razor! Swinging slam, but Dunne turns it into an opportunity and a pinfall.
Oh. Dunne making the most of having the most energy of everybody left in the match. Now he's going to try and get into his wheelhouse if using joint manipulation or the strikes. Look at that.
What a roundhouse kick by O'Reilly, followed by these scintillating strikes, and now Dunne and O'Reilly.
Close hands, fists flying. Got to be careful, they don't break them.
Pete Dunne, double collar tie. Oh,
palm strike.
Palm strike. Oh, inside low kick by O'Reilly. Listen to the impact of those strikes. Oh! Akam just wiped out both Dunne and O'Reilly with those running lariats.
Things look very good for the AOP right now.
AOP about on the verge of becoming the only two-time Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic winners, and on top of that, looking to become two-time NXT Tag Team Champs.
Kyle O'Reilly is dead weight at this point.
He's like a sacrificial lamb.
This is it!
Oh, man! Authors of Pain! Authors of Pain! Oh, wait a minute! Roderick Strong! Go! Kept this match going!
The Authors of Pain hit the last chapter, but Strong was there to save the match.
It wasn't the final chapter in this triple threat tag team match. Adam Cole barely stirring here at ringside. Roderick Strong finally back up to the apron, and now
there you go, Pete.
Oh
into
yeah,
his
Pete
strengths
Dunne.
right here. Body
Love
manipulation.
those digits like Beckham, and he just snapped the fingers.
They just couldn't get him up.
Oh, Strong avoids. Razor doesn't avoid that high knee strike by Strong. Strong off his strength with an Olympic slam, goes for the side press.
Yeah! Oh!
I almost said yes, Virginia. There is a UMBC in NXT, but we had the Authors of Pain kicking out, and this triple threat tag team match continues. Tag is made.
And at last
Pete Dunne, the legal man.
That was as close as it gets.
Hold on!
Ow! Back first on the apron, and Pete Dunne with a double foot stomp. Kyle O'Reilly laying in a supine position at ringside, and a driving knee by Roderick Strong.
Now the impromptu team of Strong and Dunne pushing the advantage. This is their biggest opportunity yet.
Will they make the most of it? Pete Dunne with the cover back press. And Akam in to save his partner. Oh, Strong low bridges. Akam, Strong.
O'Reilly's got
He'll hit
something
a
planned.
steam, misses with that wrecking ball drop kick, but then side steps Akam. Akam crashes into the ring steps. Pete Dunne misses with that step up Enziguri. Axe. And an Enziguri counter by Dunne.
This could be
Here
it.
it is.
Tom Pando. Bitter end. Will it be the bitter end
That's
for
it.
Kyle O'Reilly? What the hell? What the hell is Roderick Strong doing?
What?
End of heartache on his partner, Pete Dunne.
They had it won.
Roderick Strong has snapped.
The hell is this?
What is? Oh my God! Oh my God!
Here are your winners, and still the NXT Tag Team Champions, Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole.
Nigel, I know I wear glasses. What the hell just happened?
Roderick Strong has made a decision. When the Undisputed Era came to NXT, they gave Roderick Strong the chance to team with them. Well, now, fellas, it looks like he's taking it.
Well, Strong, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly have a shared history. Roderick Strong making dubious history tonight. O'Reilly and Cole had no idea that this has happened. They can't believe what they've just seen. They're as shocked as the rest of us. Talk about a shock to the system. Wow. Roderick Strong has joined the Undisputed Era.
I cannot believe what I have just seen.
Roderick Strong has always desired to be a champion in NXT. Well, he's now affiliated with a championship faction in the Undisputed Era. I can't believe what went down in New Orleans tonight. Roderick Strong joins the Undisputed Era.
What an incredible moment. Here we are in the closing moments of the match. His tag team partner hooked O'Reilly up and hit the bitter end in the center. You would have to think he would win at this point if it was not for Roderick Strong. Turning around and hitting end of heartache on Pete Dunne. putting O'Reilly on top for the pin and securing the victory and the Tag Team Championships for the Undisputed Era.
A definite shock to the system here at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Bobby Fish on the shelf with a knee injury comes out to celebrate. The Undisputed Era has grown by one. Roderick Strong showing his true colors in New Orleans.
I still can't get over this. You gotta imagine the mind state of Pete Dunne right now.
What does this mean for the future of the Tag Team Division in NXT? Roderick Strong is part of the Undisputed Era.
What does this mean for the future of NXT, period?
I love you very, very much.
The moment you thought would never happen. I am here.
What? The rumors are true! Ronda Rousey is here!
Triple H and Stephanie, they couldn't wait to have you here because they wanted to manipulate you.
Ronda now reports to me. I am no one's property. I get to choose my opponent for WrestleMania. You.
WrestleMania.
It's gonna be Triple H and Stephanie McMahon versus Ronda Rousey and me!
The moment you thought would never happen.
A special thanks to the band that kicks off NXT TakeOver New Orleans, Cane Hill, for It Follows, one of the official theme songs of NXT TakeOver New Orleans. It's from the self-titled album, Too Far Gone, available now on iTunes and Spotify. And you know the NXT universe still in shock, thinking that maybe Roderick Strong went too far. Well, we're not far away from the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. In fact, we're next door. Tomorrow, it's the Showcase of the Immortals, WrestleMania, only on the WWE Network.
Well, this is guitarist Nina Strauss enjoying herself like everybody else in attendance here. Take over.
She's Alice Cooper's guitarist, considered one of the best female guitarists on the planet.
Fellas, tonight the NXT Championship is up for grabs. Tonight at TakeOver New Orleans, WrestleMania weekend, the biggest match to date for Aleister Black. Will he defeat the reigning champion Andrade Cien Almas and get the devil off his back by putting the NXT title on his waist?
Dominance of what truly good! Dominance of what truly evil! I do the things you never could! And we won't ever be equal! And now I'm calling you out!
I think the ego
Money, fame, power.
can convince you of invalid truths.
The greatest champion in NXT history. Andrade Cien Almas.
¡Allá! ¡El ídolo!
Andrade has risen to the top in NXT. The NXT title is a path that I set myself upon arriving.
There is a devil on my back, and that devil is the NXT Championship.
Every time somebody has stepped in his way, he's knocked them down with that black mass spinning heel kick.
Andrade Cien Almas. The NXT Championship will be mine at NXT TakeOver New Orleans.
Aleister Black got into our heads. But now we're going to take
I told you! Vas a respetar el campeonato. Y a mí te voy a humillar, perro. Lo voy a humillar.
Understand that there's an altercation going on outside of the parking lot.
Come on!
Oh my God!
Respeta, perro.
Aleister Black is going to see the monster behind the man.
This devil has come to collect the NXT title.
Andrade Cien Almas feeling disrespected by Black.
Yo soy el campeón. This was just the beginning.
In a word, Aleister Black's entrance is mystic, it is entrancing. The Eternal Wanderer does not subscribe to a lot of society's norms, and tonight he hopes that history will repeat itself. It was 1 year ago at NXT TakeOver Orlando, where Aleister Black made his NXT debut and defeated, you guessed it, Andrade Cien Almas.
Tomorrow, this is a very different Andrade Cien Almas. He is the NXT champion now, and he is being guided by Zelina Vega.
All I can say is, fellas, what difference a year makes.
Black has been on an almost unstoppable tear since he arrived here.
He was vying for an opportunity at the NXT Championship in that fatal four-way where he suffered his first pinfall loss. In one-on-one competition, he has yet to be defeated in an NXT ring.
But fellas, did you see the way that Almas absolutely physically decimated Black when he attacked him? I've never seen Black suffer so much.
You better believe Aleister Black is going to make Andrade pay tonight.
What a difference a year makes for El Idolo. Andrade Cien Almas paying tribute to his Lucha Libre history, third-generation superstar. Last night in the WWE, there you see Aleister Black can't wait to get his hands on the champion. The most decorated luchador El Santo went into the legacy portion of the WWE Hall of Fame on Friday. Andrade Cien Almas, if he keeps this up, he is guaranteed a spot beside El Santo one day, because as NXT champion, he has been en fuego.
He has carved out a niche for himself as one of the most dominant champions we've seen in recent times here.
Nigel, I think you touched on it. Zelina is the key component to Andrade's success. She does whatever is necessary, and she does not mind getting her hands dirty. We've seen it in the case of Drew McIntyre, Johnny Gargano, and I don't think she'll hesitate here tonight if she has to.
They say you're only as good as your last performance. Well, at the last TakeOver in Philadelphia, Andrade Cien Almas defended the title against Johnny Gargano in what is being hailed as one of the greatest matches in NXT history. Of course, Johnny Gargano has the biggest match of his life coming up still here at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, but right now, it is all about the NXT title.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the NXT Championship. Introducing the challenger from Amsterdam, Holland, weighing in at 215 pounds, Aleister Black. And his opponent, accompanied to the ring by Zelina Vega from Gomez Palacio, Durango, Mexico, weighing in at 215 pounds. He is the NXT champion, Andrade Cien Almas.
In front of the sold-out crowd, Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, we are set for the NXT Championship.
Whoa!
And immediately, Aleister Black exploding on the attack.
Did you see the intensity in the eyes of Aleister Black?
And you want to be a part of the conversation on social media, hashtag NXT Championship, as these two already treating each other like Twitter troglodytes, and the striking machine from the Netherlands putting it on the NXT Champion. Black wasting little time and to Andrade Cien Almas.
Aleister Black did not forget about that ambush, that sneak attack by the champion, Andrade Cien
And
Almas.
Almas has his radar working for him. Quickly turned around, noticed that Zelina Vega was in his path.
Take a look at this. Took one look over his shoulder and landed it perfectly.
God, what a chop by Almas. I'm surprised Aleister Black didn't crumble to the floor and turn into a pile of cones with that kind of shot.
Almost doing his best to stop Black there as soon as he got back in the ring. Does not take long for Aleister Black to get back on top usually.
Aleister Black looking for that crucifix. Oh, now has that modified version of the octopus hold here. You know, Black is on Almas's back, and Black refers to the NXT title as the devil on his back, shoulders down.
Black just couldn't get his ankles across the shoulders of Almas.
Black prepared to go to hell and back in order to procure one of the most coveted titles in sports entertainment.
He won't do it on the outside, that's for sure, but he can apply a lot of damage.
Champion's advantage. Black has to put Almas back in. Oh, there's
Look
Zelina Vega
at
off
this.
the apron. Oh my God! Vega sends Black into the ring steps. Advantage Almas.
This is what she does.
Vega proved to be the catalyst that sent Almas to the championship. Almas looking to retain right here. Ground and pound from El Campeón de NXT. Nothing tranquilo about Almas tonight.
Well, Vega is certainly earning her money on the outside. What a game changer in this match.
She's earned her money for over a year out here. Whatever she can do to propel her client, Andrade Cien Almas.
Black said that the ego could convince you of invalid truths. I don't know, looking at Almas now, I think everything he believes is 100% true.
NXT Universe with dueling chants, appreciating the talents of both the champion Andrade Cien Almas and the challenger Aleister Black. Back press, both legs are hooked. Black is able to just escape in the nick of time.
Smart move from hooking both legs so he didn't hook the rope.
One thing I've noticed about Andrade, there is no more cockiness. He's all business.
Almost now looking for a hold on the outside.
Oh, he's
Trapping the triangle.
Draping armbar. Working on that left arm of Aleister Black, softening Black up.
Black loses use of that left arm. He could be in trouble.
Drop kick by Almas. Back press hooks the leg, and Black able to kick out. Now, of course, Almas targeting that arm because he hopes to use it in order to, well, deliver that hammerlock DDT.
Absolutely, that's one way of fighting out of it, is preventing him get the hammerlock in the first place.
Now, Andrade's focusing on trying to take the air out of the lungs out of Aleister Black. Switching this over.
There's a chin bar on now, applying torque to the left shoulder. Look at the striation of the muscles and the deltoid. They'll wear you down quickly. Black's got to fight up, try and get that hand off of the chin. One way to escape.
Creating space right here.
Again, almost keeping it on.
Almas quickly transitions to a chin lock while maintaining the armbar, but Black now backs the champion into the corner, creating that separation. Now looking to pick up some momentum off the ropes, but instead, Almas with that sleeper on Aleister Black momentarily. Oh, what a back elbow. Almas walked right into that one.
Whoa.
And then Black walks right into the boot.
Tit for tat. Up we go. This could be, we've seen this before. Well, so had Aleister Black, he had it scouted.
Oh, immediately Almas again, draping, but this time the weight of Aleister Black is weight over the top rope, and Almas unable to really secure that draping armbar the way he usually does. Springboard, what timing on the counterattack by Aleister Black.
I mean, that knee was just out of sheer instinct, catching Andrade sheer on the jaw.
And can Aleister Black capitalize now? There's money in being the NXT champion. And again, Almas, he didn't turn into a pile of coins. He's both player 1 and 2 are ready for the NXT championship here tonight.
Look at the springboard by Andrade, but stopped short by Aleister Black.
It was perfect timing by Black, lying in wait till the exact moment to strike. Now more strikes.
And this is the advantage goes to Aleister Black.
Well, Black has that kickboxing background. Some of the very best kickboxers in the world come from Amsterdam.
Sweep. Vicious strike by Aleister Black.
Alistair's got to keep the momentum going. Pedal to the metal.
Here he comes. Nice forearm, follows it up quickly.
Oh, Stardom first into the corner. Aleister Black with the Cabrera. The Cabrera. Black now has Almas shoulders down, but only for 2. Much to the relief of Zelina Vega at ringside.
The way Black landed that, he just couldn't shift his weight to get enough body weight across the shoulders.
And Vega extremely concerned at ringside. This is Aleister Black's wheelhouse. But hey, I don't know if I've ever seen Aleister Black go to the top turnbuckle, and this time he pays as Almas cuts him off at the pass.
There's a lot on the line, the NXT Championship.
Can't blame a man for trying to be creative when something like this, the NXT title, is on the line.
And on this, the biggest weekend in sports entertainment, by far the biggest match in the respective careers of Andrade Cien Almas and Aleister Black.
Hold on, look at this. Sunset tried for the powerbomb, didn't get it. Tried for the knees, missed them too.
Aleister Black doing his homework on Andrade Cien Almas in preparation for this NXT Championship match. What a German suplex by Almas.
Snap German and Black down hard. Vega imploring his man onto the top rope. There we go.
Almas. Whoa. Wow. Go. Landing on his feet the first time. Another standing moonsault. And Black just escaped.
Oh my goodness.
A move by Andrade Cien Almas. That is why he is the NXT champion.
What presence of mind to know that his opponent was moving while he was doing a moonsault, to land it and hit a second. That's incredible.
Showcasing his Mensa level ring IQ. But Aleister Black now finds himself in the clutches. There's a forearm counter by Black. And this is where Almas has to be careful. He does not want to get caught up in a striking exchange with a guy with the pedigree of Aleister Black.
Again, on the flip side, Andrade's a guy who doesn't know how to back down.
Nice break. More strikes coming in.
Oh, well, Almas making me eat my words with a series of forearms. Doing a good job of evading the offense. What a strike by Andrade Cien Almas.
Take one. Whoa.
One.
Man, Almas caught Black with the point of the elbow.
Oh, my
Well
goodness.
said. Oh, wow.
He kicked out on one.
High octane, high impact. My goodness. Do we have a no? Black was unable to get all of that strike, and that is the only reason I believe Almas was able to kick out, Nigel.
Perhaps so. But Black is absolutely furious. Again, I think he remembers the beating that he took. I've never seen him this aggressive, almost apoplectic.
But this ring awareness by Andrade Cien Almas is almost uncanny.
Oh. Oh, wow. Shots fired. What impact as both challenger and champion find themselves in their back trying to find their second wind. A critical moment in this matchup, Nigel.
Both men had the same idea. Kicks at the same time, landing at the same time. But the question becomes now, who has the best strategy at this point? Who has enough left in the tank to get back up?
Look at Zelina now coaching Andrade Cien Almas, telling him to get back on his feet. This is his time.
Imploring the champion.
Vega really just pleading with Almas to get back up, and easier said than done. It's up to 8. Or excuse me, 6. I wasn't at school that day. They taught us to count to 10, Nigel.
You learned other things, I'm sure, but as this match progresses, both men are really nearly devout of energy.
Wow, what a move by Almas, using Black's momentum against him.
I got to give it to Andrade, man. He is operating at a whole another level right now, trying to keep his title intact.
Oh, but Black intercepts Almas, catches the kick, delivers a left roundhouse kick. Whoa! And then Almas following Black and jumping him unceremoniously over the top rope.
Well, almost certainly done his homework. He knew what he was looking for.
Almas has been one step ahead this entire match. Whoa!
Corkscrew plancha. Andrade Cien Almas quickly goes for the cover. Back press.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
But that was smart by Andrade. He didn't waste up 1 second after he hit that offensive maneuver and got Aleister Black back in the ring for the cover.
It was like we were watching him fast forward, how quickly Almas was following up. He knows that he's got Black hurt. He knows that Black is in danger. He knows this is his opportunity to beat him. Wait a second.
What's Zelina Vega doing? She just ripped the NXT Championship out of the hands of the timekeeper. What? This match isn't over. And the referee quickly taking the title away.
A smart move by the referee, playing his part, doing the right thing, making sure this match continues.
What the? Oh, come on! Spike Rana by Vega. What the hell? The referee! No! Black able to kick out, and Zelina Vega desperately trying to earn her keep and try to keep the NXT Championship around the waist of Almas.
A genius move of Zelina Vega, making sure the referee was distracted so she could come in.
But Zelina, she thought that was it. She's beside herself right now.
Here it is, and we saw the referee trying to put the title on the outside and using that opportunity to spike Almas' opponent.
Aleister Black is as tough as they come. Where is he finding the resilience?
Oh, wait a minute, looking for that hammerlock DDT. Whoa! But well scouted by Almas. Shoulders were down. Excuse me.
That's it!
Black man! What the hell? Vega just come on! For the 3rd time tonight, Vega just put Almas' foot on the rope. Zelina Vega proving to be the fly in the ointment of Aleister Black. Vega.
If Almas wins tonight, you better believe Zelina has a bonus coming her way.
Andrade Andrade Cien Almas became NXT champion when he conscripted Zelina Vega to become his business associate. And now, whoa, here comes Aleister Black. And there's Zelina Vega again! Black on the second turbo. Oh, gets crushed by Almas. That is the 4th time. Vega's apoplectic. She's sending the NXT universe into the same state with her constant interference.
Well, as long as Zelina Vega is on the outside, this is going to be 2 versus 1 for Aleister Black.
Oh.
He may have injured his knee, his leg some way.
Black desperately trying to hold on. Meanwhile, Almas going all the way to the top turnbuckle.
Oh no, Black is trapped.
Black is in trouble. Oh! The double stomp on the deltoid, on the right deltoid of Aleister Black. Will this be enough for Almas to leave New Orleans NXT champion still?
Almas follows up.
And that's a dead back. And her, Zelina Vega's reaction says it all.
Aleister Black just will not go away.
Well, Andrade Cien Almas has got to be wondering, what has he got to do to beat Aleister Black to stave off this? This is a good start. Huge double stomp to the injured deltoid. Quickly trying to follow up.
But to answer your question, Nigel, he better figure it out quick, because if he let Aleister Black stay in this match, Andrade may lose that title tonight.
Hey, how psychologically damaged is Black by the simple fact that Almas kicked out of the black mass?
Got to have got inside his head. But nonetheless, a lot of damage was done for that. Look how slow Almas is trying to hit the hammerlock DDT.
Looking for that pièce de resistance again. Look at Aleister Black, though, putting him on his shoulders momentarily. Black avoids the kick of Almas. Oh, wow, he didn't avoid that. What a shot by Almas.
Black was trying for the black mass. Almas got him right in the back of the skull. Black is seriously hurt. Take a look at this. You see how his back was turned when that drop kick landed. No way to protect yourself. No way he knew what was coming.
You got to give it to Almas. He's been one step ahead the majority of this match. He's clearly done his homework against Aleister Black.
He is certainly deserving of the title.
And you know that in the back of Almas' mind, he does have retribution for what Aleister Black did to him in Black's NXT debut 1 year ago at TakeOver Orlando. It's Almas lighting up Black with that chop.
What's going through Almas' mind now?
Wait a minute.
The knee!
Oh my!
Against the steel post!
Unbelievable impact!
Aleister, can you continue?
Referee asking Black if he can continue. I don't know.
I didn't see him respond.
His eyes look glazed as Almas pulling out all the stops, and that high-impact offense on display.
Look at the speed and the force. Just driving Aleister Black into the steel post.
One knee into the shoulder, the other to the front of the face. Hold on.
Looking for that draping hammerlock DDT. This is how he won the NXT Championship, how he defeated Johnny Gargano. But this time, Aleister Black able to back body drop Almas to the outside. A huge, huge opportunity here for Black to buy himself some time. Unbelievable, because that maneuver spelled the end for the likes of both Drew McIntyre and Johnny Gargano in the past.
But not Aleister Black.
Black coming off the ropes.
Whoa!
The big gun hero by Black.
And look how quick he is to follow up.
But Almas quick to his feet as well.
Hammerlock
DDT.
Oh my God!
Fights Black. Kicks out. Black kicks out. Black's title hopes remain alive in New Orleans.
Andrade cannot believe what's happening.
What incredible show of guts and fortitude from Aleister Black.
Almas has thrown everything at Black. Vega's interrupted many times, and she tried to do it right there this time.
Got it!
With the Black
got it!
Black Mass! Champion!
too many times. It backfired, and Andrade Cien almost paid for it.
Only fitting that Aleister Black has become the 13th different NXT champion, and he did it courtesy of Black Mass as Andrade Cien Almas title reign fades to black at NXT TakeOver New Orleans.
Oh, what a monumental journey for this man.
The biggest win in Aleister Black's career on the biggest night in NXT history. New Orleans serves up another instant classic when it comes to championship matches. Remember, it was here that Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair had a classic almost 30 years ago. Tonight, it's Aleister Black becoming the new NXT champion.
Look at that pure elation on the face of Aleister Black. Let's take a look now at the closing moments of this match. Aleister Black hitting the tope con hilo on the inside, but look how quickly turning things around to hit the hammer-up DDT. Somehow, Black managed to kick out. And as the match would continue, it was Vega off the top who would again try to interfere, but it would cost the match for her man, and we would see a new NXT champion.
Just look at the frustration and disbelief in the face of Zelina Vega.
Vega did everything she could, but it wasn't enough. Black referred to the NXT title as the devil on his back. Well, give the devil his due. Aleister Black is finally NXT champion.
The legend and the reign of Andrade Cien Almas is no more.
Well, what a night for Aleister Black. We have a new NXT champion and a new era in NXT.
Sorry about that.
Rock.
We're huge fans.
Thank you so much.
We've been fans since you had hair.
Oh, thank you. Hey, it's a choice. It's a damn good one, too. See you guys.
Rock.
Yo.
We're wrestlers as well, actually.
We're actually doing the tryouts today.
Oh, cool.
What advice would you give us if we want to
Win over the crowd.
Win over the crowd?
What are your names again?
My name.
It doesn't matter what your names are. You walk around here interrupting the Rock, you like you haven't seen the sun in 20 years, you like you just stepped out of Oliver Twist. Please, sir, may I have some more advice, sir? You want some advice? Here's the Rock's advice. Shut your mouth. What you want. How about what the Rock wants? The Rock wants you to go out there, take no prisoners, have no regrets, have no fear. Lay it all out on the line. Because if you don't do that, the Rock is gonna find your friend Mary Poppins. He's gonna take her umbrella. Yeah, he's gonna shine it up real nice. He's gonna turn that sumbitch sideways and stick it straight up your candy asses. There's your advice. Straight out of the jabroni beating, pie eating, trail blazing, eyebrow raising, entertaining the globe, never hotter, talking to two rejects from Harry Potter. So that's how you win over the crowd.
Fighting with my family, coming soon.
Shinsuke Nakamura is going to WrestleMania!
You've now won the right to face a champion of your choosing. Have you made a decision?
Yes! Nakamura and Styles for the WWE Championship. I could not be more excited.
I want my WrestleMania moment. I want Shinsuke Nakamura on the grandest stage of them all. The dream match. And it will be nothing short of phenomenal.
Well, with so much having gone on already tonight, one person's opinion I would love to know is the man who created NXT, Triple H. You can find out the game's thoughts when he gives an exclusive interview directly after TakeOver New Orleans on Facebook Live.
And as we mentioned earlier, NXT General Manager William Regal not here tonight due to illness, so Triple H is in charge. He's reminding Johnny Gargano that he signed a hold harmless agreement no matter what happens in this unsanctioned match tonight. Gargano cannot sue the WWE or hold the company responsible for what happens. When you think about rivalries, you think about the Red Sox and the Yankees. You think about what it takes to really be the best that you can be at the expense of another. Tonight, we have best friends turned into bitter enemies, the most intense rivalry in NXT history. And tonight, it will be Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, former NXT Tag Team Champions, former best friends. But tonight, it is not about championships. It is about Johnny Gargano's livelihood. If he wins, he's back on the NXT roster. If Johnny Wrestling loses, he is gone for good. This is as personal as it gets.
We are DIY, and we will have our moment.
This is like everything that we've ever worked for. Over 12 years.
NXT Tag Team titles, match of the year now, dream come true.
We've traveled the world together for the last 12 years.
DIY is us together. Why? I saw you as my brother, my best friend, and I didn't think that was something you were even capable of.
You want answers? You did it to yourself, Johnny. Because you're selfish. You're selfish. Are we even gonna talk about the fact that I tore my damn ACL in that match? DIY was carried by me. It's always been about you, though. It's never been about us.
I think that's something you conjured up in your sick, deluded mind, but DIY was something special.
I decided finally, this isn't our moment. This is my moment.
When I return, I will be the most dangerous son of a bitch in all of NXT.
And then, you weren't there.
I need to be Johnny Gargano again. I need to be Johnny freaking Wrestling.
I thought I had it all figured out, but I didn't. That thought, it kept coming up.
And then, bam! Takeover Philadelphia was just a start. You're stupid enough to put your career on the line?
If I can't win the NXT Championship, I'll leave NXT.
You're selfish. And I wanted you to have your moment. And I wanted to rip it straight from your heart.
You cost me my NXT career? You've taken everything away from me. As a man, you can strike me down.
He's gone! Gone!
But as a symbol, I will live forever. My job is on the line. If I beat you, I get reinstated in NXT.
The reason that this match is unsanctioned is because NXT knows what I'm going to do to you.
I don't care what happens to me anymore. I'm coming to New Orleans to beat the hell out of you.
Take over New Orleans. I take your spirit, your soul, your heart, Johnny Wrestling, and everything it stands for ends
I will finally have my moment.
This is my moment.
The following contest is an unsanctioned match. Both competitors have signed a hold harmless agreement stating that there will be no rules. They will adhere to the jurisdiction of the referee, and the only way to win is by pinfall or submission. Introducing first, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, weighing in at 210 pounds, Tommaso Ciampa!
For this man, Tommaso Ciampa. 322 days ago, he turned his back on his tag team partner and his best friend.
From Cleveland, Ohio, weighing in at 199 pounds, Johnny Gargano!
Better believe Johnny Gargano only has one thing on his mind, and that's retribution. That's payback. He used to look at Tommaso Ciampa as a brother, a best friend.
has all come down to this, an unsanctioned match between Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Gargano tweeted earlier tonight, everything has led to this. Not only did Ciampa ruin a former NXT Tag Team Championship duo, but he is trying to take away Johnny Gargano's livelihood. And with the bell, this unsanctioned match begins. Anything goes. The only reason the referee is there is to count 3.
You've got to remember, with that hold harmless agreement, Ciampa has a key to do whatever he wants to Johnny Gargano without any repercussions.
The tension palpable here at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans.
You gotta think too, whatever happens at the end for Tommaso Ciampa, he'll be here tomorrow. He'll have a job here
Ciampa and
tomorrow.
Gargano staring daggers into each other before they unleash their wrath upon each other. And Gargano all over Ciampa, theft, press, ground and pound.
Gargano is furious.
And remember, this is not... Oh! Slingshot spear! This is a fight!
This is going to be brutal. The vitriolic Ciampa, the vengeful Gargano.
And the southpaw Gargano putting the boots now to Tommaso Ciampa, unleashing 322 days of pent-up rage.
Oh my goodness!
No rules. The referee letting Johnny Gargano get his pound of flesh because, again, the ref only to be there to determine the winner via pinfall or submission. And so far, Gargano a step ahead of his former best friend turned arch nemesis, Tommaso Ciampa. Gargano willing to do whatever it takes, including wiping out Ciampa with that tope suicida.
Gargano said earlier, 10 months later, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Once that bell rings, Tommaso Ciampa is all his.
Here it is, the aggression of Gargano early in the match. He has the aggressive advantage right now, Percy, but as this match goes on, like I said, any brutal thought that Tommaso Ciampa has, he can enact without any repercussion.
The vitriol for one another that courses through each other's veins, that's what has powered this ultimate beef. And now Ciampa beginning to beat down Johnny Gargano. Gargano with the reversal, and he sends Ciampa into what will surely be an inhospitable NXT universe for the Sicilian psychopath. Wow, Gargano wiping out Ciampa. Gargano knows this is his last opportunity to get back into NXT, to continue to live his childhood dream.
Well, let's be honest, Morrow, how many opportunities he had thus far, and let's be honest, he's failed every time.
But how hard is Johnny Gargano work to keep coming back and coming back? If anybody's deserving of it, it's him.
Speaking of Gargano and back, his back gets smashed into the barricade by Ciampa. Oh no, Ciampa. Oh, dropping Gargano across the barricade. Listen to this sickening thoughts.
Look at the face of Ciampa. Look how angry he is. Absolutely furious.
Whatever you think about Tommaso Ciampa, make no mistake about it. He is one of the most dangerous superstars in NXT.
And he's in a match where he can do whatever he wants without anybody stopping him. It doesn't matter how much damage, it doesn't matter how hurt Johnny Gargano is, they can't stop the match.
Oh! Devastating backbreaker by Ciampa on Gargano.
He's begging Gargano to do something.
Ciampa has a license to brutalize in this unsanctioned match, and he is looking to make the most of it. He tweeted out that in Gargano's absence, he wants everyone to learn that Gargano's selfishness does indeed come with a price. Oh, but Gargano giving Ciampa a receipt momentarily before he eats that kick. And look at Ciampa, guys, exposing that concrete.
Trying to up the ante here. Do you think, here's a question, perhaps Gargano burnt himself out? He had to be so angry, so full of energy coming into this match.
The proverbial adrenaline dump, but Ciampa unloading that right hand. Oh, man. With that exposed concrete, staring Johnny Gargano in the face. What's Ciampa gonna do? Gargano fights off the suplex attempt.
Kicking his legs to try and bring that momentum down.
Oh, Gargano lands on his feet. Gets up on the apron. Oh, and the kick right to the side of Tommaso Ciampa's head as Johnny Gargano fights his way back into this unsanctioned match. Oh, God.
What's it? I don't know if we're still on, but Johnny Gargano is on with very bad intentions. He hates Tommaso Ciampa. Who do you hate more than a friend who stabs you in the back? Well, now he's got the chance, like Oscar Wilde says, a true friend stabs you in the front. Fighting back and forth, trying to use the TV monitor to his advantage. Someone is going to get hurt badly.
Oh my
God! This is hard to watch. A huge suplex to the floor. Ciampa landed with the back of his head. What are both these men willing to do to win this match?
Nigel, we are trying to restore order here at the broadcast table. Great job in documenting the barbarism as we revisit what just transpired here on our broadcast table. Tommaso Ciampa suplexing Johnny Gargano off the table. Unsanctioned match, no rules. The enmity has reached an all-time high between Gargano and Ciampa.
I've got to be honest, I am scared for Johnny Gargano right now.
Oh, man. Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh, come on!
Ciampa driving Johnny Gargano through part of the broadcast table.
Tommaso Ciampa has taken over. He will not be stopped.
The NXT universe making their feelings for Tommaso Ciampa known to the entire world. Ciampa taking glee in this amount of punishment that is meting out to someone he used to call a brother.
Oh!
And wow, he's treating him like Cain treated Abel here as this unsanctioned match is degenerated into bedlam, Nigel.
A sick smile on the face of the sadistic Ciampa.
How much more of this can Johnny Gargano take? Every ounce of rage and hatred is being felt by Tommaso Ciampa.
It doesn't matter.
Go!
Oh, God.
Tommaso Ciampa is in control of when this match ends. We heard the referee Drake Wilkes talk before about perhaps making the wrong call before. He was asked, if it comes down to it, can you make the right call again? Just stamping on the hand now. He is decimating Johnny Gargano.
A Ciampa tsunami tearing through NXT TakeOver New Orleans. And the referee cannot stop this match. Johnny Gargano signed on for this. He signed the release, and he is now paying what could be the ultimate price. Remember, if Ciampa defeats Gargano, Johnny Wrestling is gone from NXT for good.
Look at Gargano flung into the corner. Absolutely incredible.
Johnny Gargano showcasing that fortitude, that guile, trying to get back into this match, but Ciampa, one step ahead, one diabolical step ahead. Gargano's career almost went up in smoke right there.
With all the punishment Gargano's taking, he just kicked out and won. Yeah, I think that's going to infuriate Tommaso Ciampa.
Gargano desperately reaching for the beard of Ciampa. Ciampa with those piston-like right hands.
Tried for the clover hitch. Cloverleaf if he can step over.
Well, Johnny Gargano needs a four-leaf clover right now. His luck has to change in this unsanctioned match.
Well, it is a pinfall or a submission, but there is no way Johnny Gargano is going to quit. Not in this match, not to Tommaso Ciampa.
Johnny Gargano fell in love with sports entertainment at the age of 8. He has scratched and clawed and worked judiciously to get here to NXT. He and Ciampa found success as the tag team DIY. But for the last year, Johnny Gargano has had to look in his rearview mirror. The Rebel Heart facing the Blackheart here at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, and Ciampa. Again, look at Gargano's made it to the rope, but the referee can't break it.
Johnny, there's no rope break. What do you say, Johnny? Oh, he's out.
Gargano finally able to break free. But Nigel, talk about the psychological toll that Ciampa took on Johnny Gargano as he's now just stomping on him. Come on, Ciampa. Brutal.
Tommaso Ciampa is absolutely sick.
They don't call him the Sicilian psychopath for nothing. And he is on a path of destruction here in this unsanctioned match. He wants to eliminate Johnny Gargano from his life and from the NXT roster for good.
You can clearly see by the look on Ciampa's face that he's enjoying what he's doing to Johnny Gargano.
I'm sure that Tommaso Ciampa spent many nights visualizing this specific scenario and relishing the hell that he is putting Johnny Gargano through. Johnny Gargano can't even get up to his feet, you guys. Oh, and Tommaso Ciampa with a running knee lift, striking Gargano on the side of his head.
You heard Ciampa asking the referee, did you move it? Clearly he had something under the ring.
No,
Perhaps this one, oh, look at that.
Ciampa, now that's reaching a whole new level down.
He just put that poor guy's crutches.
And Ciampa has been leaning on those crutches for a year. Now waving bye-bye sadistically to Johnny Gargano.
The question is, what is Gargano saying goodbye to?
And remember, the crutch is what Ciampa used to attack Johnny Gargano when Ciampa re-emerged at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia after Gargano gave it all against Andrade Cien Almas. And then, with Gargano's NXT career up for grabs, Ciampa attacked him again. Will this be the final nail in the proverbial coffin of one of NXT's most popular superstars? Ciampa wants Gargano to look him in the eye. No, come on. Oh, Gargano avoids it. Oh, and that time Ciampa missed. Johnny Gargano fired up.
Somehow Gargano able to walk away.
No. But Gargano took his eye off Ciampa for a split second, eyeing the crutch, and almost paid for it. Oh, but it was Ciampa who paid for his dirty deeds with that vicious kick.
Did you hear that? Right on the side of the jaw and the ear. But Gargano has got to enact a lot of punishment to get equal with Ciampa at this point.
NXT Universe sold out Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. Rallying behind Johnny Wrestling. Gargano has an opportunity now to mete out his own brand of punishment. How many hours has Gargano laid awake at night thinking about this scenario?
Now he's in the fight of his life trying to protect his career.
He knocks Ciampa off his feet. Oh, but Ciampa able to buy some time to recover.
This is going to get dirty now. The more tired these competitors get, they just pull out all the stops. Whatever dirty trick they can use, they're going to do it to get the advantage.
Gargano going from an instant classic against Andrade Cien Almas at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia to the fight of his life here against Tommaso Ciampa in this unsanctioned match at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. And Gargano connects with that kick.
Bad intentions.
Slingshot!
Wait.
Ciampa fighting off the DDT. Look at the strength of Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh no. We saw what he did.
God. Come on, man.
This is what started it.
No!
Oh my God. Oh, Gargano able to escape. Gargano now looking for revenge on Ciampa. Oh my God! Onto that exposed concrete.
Did you hear the thud?
Ciampa's back goes splat on the concrete. NXT Universe is stunned by what they've just seen.
Talk about a momentum shift. Take a look at this. Tommaso Ciampa back first into the concrete.
And Nigel, we try to stay as unbiased as we can, but I have to echo the sentiments of the NXT Universe. Tommaso Ciampa deserved that.
I don't know if I can agree with that. Did you hear the sound? The splat of his back. The back of his cranium.
How many times have we heard the sick thud of the crutch crushing Johnny Gargano's back? Johnny Gargano doing what he has waited a long time to do. 322 days.
All I can say is, as a former competitor, I just want this match to be over as soon as possible.
It definitely isn't for the faint of heart, nor was it expected to be, especially with the stipulation that this is an unsanctioned match. Again, Johnny Gargano had to sign the document. He would not hold WWE responsible for what transpired in this unsanctioned match. And again, Johnny Gargano is still not a member of the NXT roster. Should he exorcise the demon that is Tommaso Ciampa, he would regain employment. But should Ciampa put Johnny Gargano out of his misery, Gargano would be gone. Oh, they're both going for the crutch. And a tug of war ensues.
Oh, the irony, the significance of that crutch.
Who wins this tug of war could very well emerge victorious in this unsanctioned match.
A clear metaphor for the conflict.
And Johnny Gargano has the crutch in his possession. Ciampa! And he waylays him! Here comes Johnny Wrestling!
Swinging for the fences on Tommaso Ciampa!
Crushing Ciampa with the crutch!
There is nothing metaphorical about that!
How does that feel, Ciampa?
It's his injured knee! He went for the previously injured knee!
Oh, Ciampa deposits Gargano to the outside, allowing himself an opportunity to get the blood flowing back into his right leg, his bad knee, feeling the effects of that attack. Oh, God! What a shot! Crutch, knee, cranium. Slingshot DDT! Slingshot DDT! Is Johnny Gargano back in NXT? Oh! Wow, so close. Man, Johnny Gargano, you have to wonder what he is thinking about. His family having to go through this with him, his wife, Candice LeRae, and the legion of fans that he has here in NXT.
This is hard enough for me to watch.
It's all about his future. And if he has one, if he wins here tonight.
Oh, wow, Johnny Gargano exposing the turnbuckle. And he is now serving notice to Tommaso Ciampa that two can play the brutal game.
Hey, man, desperate times calls for desperate measures.
An exposed turnbuckle. Will Tommaso Ciampa be introduced?
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. Gargano looking for the lawn dart instead. Oh! Gargano goes face first into the top turnbuckle.
What's he gonna?
Oh! Gargano able to break free on the apron. Ciampa blocks that kick. Oh! Oh, wow, that elbow right to the jaw.
I think I saw a tooth fly.
Just a brutal contest. The #1 trend worldwide. Hashtag NXT TakeOver. Wherever you may be watching around the world on the WWE Network, I wanted to say we hope you're enjoying this unsanctioned match, but how can you enjoy this level of brutality? Oh my God, that's a death! Johnny Gargano's career could be over right there. Now he gets out! He gets out! Man, does Johnny Gargano have heart with a capital H. And say what you will about the tactics of Tommaso Ciampa, but there is a reason he is feared, and we are seeing that here tonight.
A strong knee from Ciampa and following it up quickly. But you talked about it, Morrow. The heart of Gargano somehow kicked out. This man refuses to say quit.
Every time Ciampa pins Gargano's shoulders to the mat, we are potentially 3 seconds away of saying goodbye to Johnny Gargano forever. What? Oh.
Come on.
Wow, there's Ciampa bringing back the mannerisms of the tag team DIY. And now looking to put him away. Is this it? Is Johnny Gargano gone? No! Ciampa. There is no depth that he is willing to just reach in order to try to get the best of Johnny Gargano.
How is Gargano staying alive? How is he continuing to fight in this match?
There's a reason he's called Johnny Wrestling. I've said it time and time again, and it bears repeating here. His DNA needs to be checked because Johnny Gargano is not your regular human being. Then again, neither is Tommaso Ciampa.
If this match continues, they may have to check his pulse.
Ciampa back to his feet. Gargano having trouble to do the same thing.
Ciampa adjusting that knee brace, perhaps thinking of using it as an offensive weapon. Both men just exhausted.
A physically taxing battle in this unsanctioned match to culminate what has been a tremendous night of action here at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. On the eve of WrestleMania, Tommaso Ciampa looking to finally seal Johnny Gargano's fate. Johnny Gargano with an escape. Oh, man.
Tommaso still up on his feet.
Punishing clotheslines. And Gargano with a hold of the beard.
This is just incredible.
Oh, Gargano with the reversal. Oh, my. Ciampa almost taking Gargano's head off with that clothesline. Now has him up. Gargano reverses it. Ducks under the right hand. Oh, Gargano.
Tried for the reverse runner, but he didn't get out with it. He got enough.
But he spiked Ciampa, and Gargano comes off the ropes. And Gargano now looking for the Gargano escape.
Can he get it?
Johnny Gargano's future in NXT.
Tommaso's got a tap.
Is Ciampa gonna tap? Is there no escape for Tommaso Ciampa?
What must be going through Ciampa's head now?
You wonder what's going through the mind of Johnny Gargano, knowing he's one tap away from being once again gainfully employed.
The humiliation for having to quit.
After repeated brutal assaults, heinous attacks, Johnny Gargano now within reach, but then so is Ciampa. Ciampa's within reach, but remember, there is no room, no breaks. The referee cannot break it, and Ciampa is still in the clutches of the Gargano escape.
Look at the angle.
Ciampa on the verge of tapping. Oh, wow. Ciampa digging away at the eyes of Johnny Gargano. What a sadistic son of a bitch.
Whatever it takes, Mauro, whatever it takes.
At that point in the match, when Tommaso Ciampa was all about survival.
Johnny Gargano had Tommaso Ciampa on the verge of tapping. Ciampa wanting to dig Gargano's eyes out of his skull.
Take the man's career, ruin his life, going to take his sight now too.
Hostilities like we have never seen here in an NXT ring between, again, two gentlemen who achieved greatness as an NXT tag team. But then, oh, and Ciampa feeling the effects of what has been an incredible battle.
Why do you suppose he's taking that wrist tape off?
He probably wants to use the tape to try to neutralize Johnny Gargano. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Oh, man. This is dirty. Well, Gargano doing a good job of valiantly trying to keep Ciampa from wrapping that tape around his throat, and now Gargano unleashing left hands. Ciampa trying to come back.
Both men are handcuffed together now.
And talk about irony, talk about a metaphor there. These two used to be joined together in DIY, that tag team now DOA. And, well, Gargano's future could be the same if he's unable to vanquish Ciampa tonight.
Fellas, this is just incredible.
I can't believe the amount of punishment that both Ciampa and Gargano are absorbing. Closed fists, all of it legal in this unsanctioned match.
I do not understand how both competitors are still on their feet.
Oh! Big left hand by Gargano. It's about Johnny Gargano's livelihood. It's about his career. With every punch he lands, he knows he gets one step closer. But then Ciampa meeting him punch for punch. Or is he? Gargano!
He's going!
Gargano building momentum!
He's going out! Oh, kicked him wrong!
Wow, low blow as Ciampa nails Gargano south of the equator. Would you expect anything less? Oh, God! What a shot with the crutch, and Ciampa has Gargano up. Oh! The career may be over for Johnny Gargano.
Oh, my goodness.
How the hell is Johnny wrestling still in this match? If he is going out tonight, if his career is over, he intends to go out in a blaze of glory.
There was no way he was going to let Ciampa beat him with the move that he always used to use as a singles competitor. Ciampa signified the tag team was done, the friendship was done. I'm back to a singles competitor. Gargano says, fair enough, so am I.
The silence deafening. Sense of discomfort here watching these two warriors.
This is my moment.
Oh! Ciampa thought that this was his moment. Well, instead it's Gargano's moment. Oh my God! Lighting up. Gargano's kick by Johnny Wrestling. Gargano with the resilience, the tenacity. Gargano has Ciampa up over his shoulders, and now launch dart into the exposed turnbuckle. Ciampa just went face first into that exposed turnbuckle. Super kick, Gargano.
Do what you gotta do, win or go home.
Oh, and it's Gargano's turn now. Back press. Oh my, Tommaso Ciampa. What a kick out by Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh,
the NXT Universe enthralled, in shock, in disbelief by what they are witnessing in this unsanctioned match. They both got to be running on empty. Johnny Gargano climbing the turnbuckle. Ciampa lunging at his foot to try to keep him from getting all the way to the top. Both physically spent, mentally fatigued. And yet, this unsanctioned match rages on. It could come down to fatigue, costing either Tommaso Ciampa or Johnny Gargano. Ciampa has Gargano in a perilous position. Oh no. Oh, oh God. No. Gargano desperately trying to avoid being on the receiving end of that high-risk maneuver.
I am stunned by the brutality.
Oh, wow. Both Gargano and Ciampa's faces are swollen messes. And yet, Ciampa! Mamma mia! On the injured knee! Ciampa willing to absorb the pain in order to... Oh! Oh, wow, I thought it was over. I thought Johnny Gargano's NXT career was done. So did Ciampa.
How does Johnny continue to do this? Ciampa's trying to undo, trying to come out of that knee brace.
Ciampa feeling the effects. And that surgically repaired right knee. The injury that kept him on the sidelines for almost a year, but a year in which he became an expert troll on social media. His target, Johnny Gargano. And now Ciampa exposing the knee. No protection for him or Johnny Wrestling. No. Oh! Johnny Gargano using the brakes! Johnny Gargano just used Ciampa's brakes on Tommaso Ciampa! Gargano waylaying Ciampa's knee with the brakes, and now Gargano has the crutch. He could probably use it to help himself get up, but no, instead he positions it in the corner. He's bending that crutch, breaking apart that crutch, very much like he would love to do to Tommaso Ciampa. What is going through the mind of Johnny Gargano? Ow!
Wait.
Oh, wow, I thought he was going to...
Why'd he stop?
I thought he was going to stab him with that crutch.
Why'd he stop?
What the? Why is he stopping? Gargano and Ciampa met in the opening round of the Cruiserweight Classic. There was a moment in that match where Ciampa had an opportunity to put away Gargano in similar fashion. He refused to do so. It cost him the match. And now...
Is he having mercy on
I can't believe what I'm seeing here.
Gargano
with the Gargano escape as Ciampa was trying to sucker punch him again with that brakes. Is Ciampa going to be forced to tap?
Try for it. Look at this instead.
Oh, and an SDF.
With the
brace. There's the tap.
Johnny Gargano's back.
Here's your winner by submission, who is now reinstated to NXT, Johnny Gargano.
How symbolic is it that Johnny Gargano used Tommaso Ciampa's brace to help Johnny Gargano regain employment in NXT? I have never seen anything like we've just witnessed in this unsanctioned match. And Johnny Gargano now will get to celebrate with his loving wife, Candice LeRae. They have been put through hell by Tommaso Ciampa. That is all now behind them.
A show of brutality and aggression, arguably the sights of which I have never seen before.
An emotional release here for Gargano and his wife Candice. And Johnny Gargano's never felt better than he feels right now. The biggest win of his career.
What an incredible display from both individuals. Ciampa willing to do whatever it took to gain the advantage. He's used it before and he used it again. A crutch to the back. A match would continue. He used to call it Project Ciampa. Powerbomb into the double knees. Everybody thought this was the end of Gargano's career, but it was not.
Gargano was able to project his heart and his fortitude on Ciampa.
Projecting his boot through the jaw of Ciampa, but Ciampa again would not say quit. And here trying to up the ante, powerbomb, double knees from the middle rope. How Gargano refused to quit yet again. Fellas, I can barely talk. These guys must have been so absolutely exhausted. And finally, Gargano with the brace to the injured knee of Ciampa, using it for added leverage with the STF. And by the grace of God, this war was over.
And Johnny Gargano's purgatory has ended. An emotional Johnny wrestling as it all begins to set in. After being physically and mentally tormented by Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano has exorcised his demons. Johnny Gargano is once again an NXT superstar. And the good times will continue to roll tomorrow at WrestleMania.